How are we all doing? Good to see you. It's another night of football. Another night of football on Premier League. Dad, we're going to be talking tonight, or we're going to be watching tonight, the Unity Cup semi-final between Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. We'll be educating you on what the Unity Cup actually is, because I didn't know what it was up until about a week ago. I've got to level with you. I didn't know what it was. But it ain't no friendly tournament, I'll give you that. It's definitely not a friendly tournament. It is absolutely massive, this. It's a tournament of great cultural significance. It's a tournament that celebrates the great diversity in London in terms of the four of the main cultures, the four of the main communities that have settled in London. Those being Nigeria, Ghana, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago, and it's played in Brentford Community Stadium. That all the games are played there. The last time this tournament was held, it was in 2004, and it was held at the Valley Charlton Stadium. So it's certainly a London-centric tournament, but it's definitely not a friendly tournament. Certainly not maybe the Gold Cup or the AFCON or anything like that, but it's certainly a tournament that's got a lot of significance. So listen, we're going to be watching today Jamaica against Trinidad and Tobago. I want to hear your thoughts. And look, of course, as the game's going on, we'll be talking about football. That's what we do on this channel. We'll be talking about football. It ain't just going to be about the match. It's going to be about everything else that's going on in the world of football. It's going to be about Manchester United and Matheus Cunha, which the news out today. It's going to be about Liverpool. Jeremy Frimpong's just landed in Liverpool. Florian Wirtz has got his flight scheduled from Cologne to Liverpool, I think tomorrow afternoon. So he's coming in for a medical as well. It's all happening. It's all happening in the Premier League, but we will be talking about the Championship as well. We'll be talking about Wimbledon making it to League One. We'll be talking about Charlton going up to the Championship. We'll be talking about Sunderland going up to the Premier League. And everything else you want to talk about, we'll be talking about as we move forward to a 7:45pm kickoff tonight for this one. And who's going to win? Is it going to be the Reggae Boys or the Soccer Warriors? Which is better? I don't know. Do you like the soccer music and the steel pipes, or do you like steel drums? Steel drum music and soccer music, or do you like reggae and all that side of things? There's a lot going on in this game today. A lot of bragging rights up for debate. But yeah, listen, I'm really, really interested in watching this one. I'm looking forward to it. And it's a game of football. What can we say? It's a game of football, and at this time of the season, we're scraping the barrel. What can we say? But it's going to be a great game. Right, so first off, I do just want to say, I've got to say a massive thank you, of course. Got to say a massive thank you to our sponsors who are sponsoring us just for another 4 days to the end of May. The final game that you can use our promotion, the Premier League Dad promotion on Match Bingo, is going to be the Champions League final. If you haven't signed up by then you've not supported the channel. You've not done your duty as a member, right? If you go and set up your account with Match Bingo, deposit £5, you get £10 free. There's only 4 days left to claim that. And if you do so, you can click the link in my description, or you can scan the QR code, which is on screen right now. Go and set up your accounts. Go and deposit £5. It's absolutely brilliant. It combines all the excitement of a traditional bet on the football with all the fun and excitement you associate with a game of bingo. You buy a bingo card for whatever game it is that you want to be, whatever you want to be watching. You buy a bingo card, and it produces 15 random events that could happen during that game. You get prizes for a line, prizes for two line, prizes for a full house, and it's a great alternative to a traditional bet on the footy. I really like it. I really enjoy it, and as I say, I thought it was a really good fit for our channel, because we talk a lot about betting on the footy, don't we, on here? And with that said, let's get focused on the Unity Cup. Ethan, you're late, pulling the red card out now. Get off the pitch. 2 minutes late, you're taking the piss. My tweet got through to you. I didn't see the tweet, mate. But it's my fault, because I mistakenly thought it was a 7pm start, not a 6:45. I thought I'd put it down for a 7pm start. So I apologise. I thought it was 7. It was 6:45. Slap on the wrists for me. Ethan, we might have Saudi owners. Who? Southampton? No, seriously. That's good going. I mean, if you get Saudi owners, then that's amazing news. I guess. I don't know. I guess it is. If you want to be spending big money, then yeah, I guess it is. It is amazing. But I've not heard anything about Southampton having Saudi owners. Weeper might be at his medical today. Again, I've not heard anything. Do you know what? That's one thing that I'm going to do this summer, right? Because I don't know if you're anything like me, but when you start the new season, there's always some like moves that's happened that you've completely missed. And you're like, whoa, hang on a minute, why are you playing for them? There's loads of moves that you miss, big moves that you miss over the course of a summer, and I'm doing something. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but we've got to be something there where we can keep track of them. Got to be something where we can keep track of them and really just make note of the big transfers across the summer. Wim, good to see you, Wim. How's it going? Club Bruges fan is back. Good to see you, mate. Yeah, really good to see you. Right, so let's talk Unity Cup. Is there a? I don't know if there is actually. Lineups are already out. I don't think they are. No, lineups aren't yet out. So we need to wait and see on the old lineups. Mr. Carrot Cake, Chelsea underrated, youngest squad in the Prem and coming top 4. It's also the biggest squad in the Prem though. It's also the biggest. Feels like Chelsea shouldn't get as much credit because they've spent like far more than pretty much anyone else. And it's clearly by, selling hotels to themselves and selling the women's team to themselves and all that sort of thing. It's all a bit frustrating. I think Chelsea bending the rules as much as City, if not more so. Mr. Carricape, even so, coming 5 points behind Arsenal, challenging for the title team. Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna dispute that at all. Chelsea have got a good team. Yeah, good team, and I'm sure they'll do well next season. But how they're doing it, I don't think it's anything particularly. It's not great. It's not great. Chelsea are certainly bending the rules to get their way. Ethan, that was the Instagram link to the Instagram I saw. Oh, I don't know. I've not seen anything about Southampton having Saudi owners, mate. Nothing at all. Mate, I'll DM you the link to the YouTube video. Cool. Yeah, please do. Do you know what? Let's have a look because I can't even remember. I don't know any current Trinidad and Tobago players. It's one of the few nations I'm looking at and thinking, do you know, I don't actually know really any players for them anymore. It used to be, your Dwight York, Stern John, Taylor. There was always some good players for Trinidad, when they qualified for the World Cup. But I don't know any of them, like any of the players recently. So, current squad, as of March 2025. Oh, no, don't know a single one of them. Not a single one. Couldn't tell you. Oh, that's not a good sign. That is not a good sign. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't know. Anthony's TRFC account, what game are you watching, Kieran? We are watching the gargantuan game. Jamaica against Trinidad and Tobago in the Unity Cup. Again, we promised you a live every single day. We promised you a live, and that is what we're doing. We're live for the Unity Cup semi-final, Jamaica against Trinidad and Tobago. That's the only game really that's taken place tonight. So we're scraping the barrel a little bit, but it is a massive game. It isn't a friendly tournament. It is a massive game between these two sides. There is a rivalry. There is a cultural significance. It's being played at the Brentford Community Stadium. It's being played at Brentford, and it is two countries with a large local population in London and in around in the London area. So yeah, it feels like obviously a big rivalry, a big tournament to be watching. Bobby the goalie, Bastoni better than Saliba. I think you're probably right there, mate. Yeah, I think you're right. Michael Wilkins, 73. Hi, just joined. Guessing you heard about yesterday. It's absolutely awful and hope everyone is okay. Yes. Yeah, mate. Yeah, we spent pretty much the full live yesterday. We was watching Ross County and Livingston as it literally the stream started and it was all going off as it happened. So I kind of discovered the extent of it on the stream, on the live. So it was it was horrible, absolutely horrible. It was obviously panicking, making sure people who I knew was all right and safe. But actually, it was a lot worse than I anticipated. When I came onto the stream, I saw that something had happened, but it hadn't. It just said that there was. I think what was the tweet that I saw that said this has happened, but it's okay. Guy's been arrested, no serious injuries, and it was one of them where it's like, okay, thank God, touch wood, everyone's fine. That's the main thing. And then through the stream it got much worse, but it's thankfully everyone seems to be okay. There's still some people in hospital. They've caught the guy. Hopefully they'll. I mean, I'm sure. He's very lucky he got arrested. To be honest. Very, very lucky he got arrested. Anthony, how many people do you think will arrive, Kieran? Arrive where? Arrive. I don't know what you mean, mate. Sorry. Under the floodlights, decided I want Emmanuel Emega up top for Chelsea. Again, another multi-club thing paying off there. Chelsea and Strasbourg. He's a very good player, Emega. Done really well this season. Obviously, there's rumours that he's going to stay, isn't he, for another year at Strasbourg. So, yeah. Ciao, do you know except... I think I've heard the name, but I couldn't... If you asked me to pick him out of a group of people for £1 million, I couldn't do it. Anthony, for the Jamaica game, how many people do I think will be at the stadium? It'll be packed. Yeah, it'll be full. It'll be full stadium in Brentford. That guy, Jack562, Jorginho, is confirmed leaving Arsenal. He was always going to, yeah. He was always likely to. Right, Jamaica team. Let's have a look at the Jamaica national team. The old reggae boys. So, the most recent squad. Is Steve McLaren manager as well, by the way? Steve McLaren. So, Andre Blake in goal. I know Andre Blake. I know Dexter Lembiksa, because he played for... Oh, he's still playing for Barnsley. Joel Latibodia, Amari Bell, Ethan Pinnock, Casey Palmer, Isaac Hayden. Who else? Mason Holgate. Mason Holgate could be playing. Ravel Morrison could be playing. Bobby Decordova-Reid, Leon Bailey, Damare Gray. Maybe Mikel Antonio. Has Mikel Antonio got back yet? I know he's been out injured due to the the car accident, but I don't know if he's back. Has he started playing again for West Ham since he got injured? Oh no, he's not going to be back. He's still recovering. Right, so 1 second. Let's catch up with the chat. Razine, how are you, mate? This is the biggest game of Earth. See you tomorrow for the Europa Conference League final. Excited for it. No worries, Razine. Take it easy, mate. Yeah. Razine, is Leon Bailey playing? We don't know yet. We don't know if he is or not. Ethan, how do I watch tonight? You can watch it on Premier Sports. I think you can watch it on a few places, but I'm watching it on Premier Sports. Razine, Sevilla playing a Moroccan club today in friendlies. Okay. Where can we watch it? Yeah, Premier Sports. It's live on Premier Sports. and I don't know anywhere else. I'm sure it depends, I guess, what country you're watching in. But yes, you can watch on Premier Sports. Lamine Yamal extends his Barca contract up to 2031. Okay. That's not bad then. That's good for Barca. Big news. So yeah, no Michail Antonio. No Michail Antonio for Jamaica. I would imagine we'll see maybe Jamal Lowe. I would imagine we'll see maybe Damari Gray, maybe Leon Bailey, Bobby De Cordova-Reid. Maybe Ravel Morrison. Yeah, maybe Ravel Morrison. Mason Holgate. What's going on with Mason Holgate? I can't believe Mason Holgate is 28. He's 28 and he's still got, I think he's still got time left on his Everton contract, hasn't he? Yeah, I'm sure he has. Nationalsecurity.com, is Ethan Pinnock playing? I would imagine so, yeah. Given that it's at Brentford, I would imagine that Ethan Pinnock is, yeah. That guy Jack562 on Friday, United play Hong Kong in a friendly. Right, okay. Well, to be honest, we're just gonna use this as an opportunity to. It's 25 minutes to kick off. We'll just be using this as an opportunity to talk generally about football and just kind of a bit about everything. So, yeah, we'll obviously be watching the game. We'll watch Jamaica. We'll watch Jamaica and Trinidad. My money's on Jamaica. If I'm dead honest with you, having looked at the Trinidad team, there's a lot of people playing for a lot of players who are from the Trinidad League, which, I hate to be. I'm not being arrogant. I'm not being disparaging of the Trinidad League, but there's not a lot of experience in there from outside the Trinidad League, from what I can see. Whereas Jamaica, you've got players who are playing in the Premier League, players who are playing in various European leagues. So I would back Jamaica at this moment in time. But that said, we shall see. I could happily be proven wrong, given that nobody expected Trinidad and Tobago to make the World Cup not that long ago, and they did. Mary Kieran, Rangers play Borough on the 26th of July in a friendly. Okay, well, we're going to be doing pre-season games, I'm sure. There's lots of Club World Cup games coming up. I've just done my schedule for the next couple of weeks on YouTube, so obviously we try to do a live watch-along, at least one live watch-along every single day on this channel. Whether it be pre-season, whether it be international games, whether it be whatever. So we've got all the Club World Cup games we're going to be doing, or certainly as many of them as we possibly can. We're going to be doing the UEFA Nations League games. We're going to be doing the World Cup qualifiers as well. There's England playing Andorra, Finland against the Netherlands, Wales against Liechtenstein. Loads of footy on over the next couple of weeks. And not to mention, obviously, the Europa Conference League final. There's still the Champions League final. There's still the National League, the Vanarama National League playoff as well. Yeah. Why is it being played at the G-Tech? I think it's being played at the G-Tech just because it's London. It's London-ish. It's close enough to London, and obviously the Unity Cup is about people who've settled in London. I'm led to believe anyway. That's why it's kind of those four nations. It's Jamaica, Trinidad, Ghana, and Nigeria. It's four countries with a large sort of cultural significance in and around London. So it was last done. The Unity Cup was last played 20 odd years ago, and it was played at Charlton. I think the Valley. Yeah. It was played at Charlton. So yeah, again, another London team, another London ground. So it would make sense that it's held at a London stadium, and Brentford is the one they've chosen. So there you go. Cheers for the follow. See, get a Wigan kit in the back. Up the ticks. My mate, one of my best mates, is a Wigan fan. So I'm sure he would be delighted with a Wigan shirt. Love a chase pie, trip to Rigoletto's and all that good stuff. I'm game for a Wigan kit. I might get a Wigan kit next year. Why not? Been a rough year for Wigan, hasn't it? Been a rough couple of years for Wigan. Pie on a barm. Wigan kebab, pie on a stick. Bit of pay wet. Love it. So we are 20 minutes to kick off. Ethan, when I tried to sign up, it wouldn't let me. It said unavailable, and I'm in Southampton. I don't know why it would say unavailable. You've just got to make sure when you click the link, you've got to open it with the App Store. I think that's how I did it. Anyway, you open it with the App Store, and then you can do it. But yeah, if you can figure out if you're struggling, if you're still struggling, mate, let me know tomorrow. We'll figure it out. Pedri Lover, what game is on tonight? We are watching Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. That's the Unity Cup game. We're watching it. Big game in the Unity Cup. It's gargantuan. It's absolutely massive. It's not a friendly tournament. It's not a friendly tournament. If you're Jamaican, Ghanaian, Nigerian, or Trinidadian and Tobagoan, you are not going to be happy with being called a friendly tournament in this one. Alex, we should have signed Cunha, in my opinion. Who's we, Alex? Are you a Liverpool fan? I don't know. Who are you? Well, not who are you. Who do you support? Who's your allegiances to, mate? Nationalsecurity.com. West Ham down next season. What do you reckon? I think West Ham are gonna be okay. I think they're gonna be okay. Yeah, I think they're gonna be okay. Graham Potter's a decent manager, and they just need to try and keep hold of Kudus. Try and make some signings in the right places, and I think they'll be all right after the summer window. But yeah, it's going to be a tough one, isn't it? Pedri Lover, what game is on tonight? Jamaica and Trinidad. Travgad, you streaming? Well, we're going to be doing the watch along, yes. Ollie MUFC, pray for Liverpool. Cheers, Ollie. Clark 1, how to watch this game. It's on Premier Sports. You can watch it on Premier Sports. I don't know where in the world you are. I'm sure there might be another way to watch it wherever you are. But you can watch it on Premier Sports. Illyrian, have you heard the rumours about Ronaldo joining Real Madrid? What do you think? I don't think he's going Madrid. He's 40. He's not gay. He's not going Madrid. He might end up maybe going to Sporting Lisbon, is the rumours doing the rounds, isn't it? Going to Sporting, maybe to the MLS. I wonder if we could see Ronaldo and Messi playing together at Inter Miami. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? Just a little end of career flutter. Ronaldo and Messi in the same team. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? And everyone would be wearing Inter Miami shirts. Everyone. The debate finally settled. Hillian goals and assists flying. Yeah, that would be like the ultimate coup, wouldn't it, for Inter Miami to go out and get Cristiano Ronaldo. But allegedly he is going to Sporting Lisbon. How true that is, I don't know. But that is allegedly what is happening. Right, let's talk about some of the other things that have happened over the last 24 hours since we last did a live, because it feels like we talked a lot last night about various things across football, and there's lots of things that have changed recently. 2-horse race next season with City and Liverpool. You think so, Ethan? You don't think Arsenal have got a good chance then? Illyrian, I think that Sporting is about 70% done. Interesting. It's where he plays at Sporting though, isn't it? I think he goes centre forward, replaces Gyökeres. Oh. Will LeBorn, he needs to retire. He's past it now. He said he's not going to retire until he's done 1,000 goals. I think he's on 930 something, 935. So he's still going to play for a little while longer for sure. Chaz Rickers, do you want to buy football stickers? No, mate. It's not really my thing. Thank you, though. Ethan, don't back Arsenal. Liverpool making 3 top signings and City making 4. User not found 600. We're on about Ronaldo, mate. We were talking about Ronaldo. Arsenal need a top midfielder and a striker before getting near proper silverware. The thing is, they've allegedly got very close to Zubamendi, and then it's Gyökeres. Whether or not you consider them good enough, I don't know. He's not good enough at the top level. I don't know if I agree with that. He was still doing the business for United. I thought the numbers that he had at United were still pretty decent. And then he's gone to Al Nassr and kind of carried it on, really, hasn't he? I think he's. I know you might say it's a duff league. It's not a particularly good league, but it's still a league he's got to score goals in, and he's gone there and stayed fit, stayed competitive. He's now going to move on. I'm sure he won't retire. So it's just whether or not where he goes next, I guess. Where does he go next and keep scoring? Brandon, Messi or Ronaldo, guys? I think I've always sided with Messi. Yeah. Callum, the F this game. Listen, Callum, it's gargantuan this, mate. It's absolutely gargantuan. It's a monster game. It's an absolutely monster game. Alright, Edward, how's it going? Will, so where does he go then? There's no one at the top that would take him over what they have. I think he'd be better for Arsenal than any of the two centre-forwards they've got right now. Yeah, I think Cristiano Ronaldo on a free. I honestly, I think you'd be surprised. I think there's a lot of clubs who'd take him. And I'm sure he'll have offers. Yeah, I'm sure he'll have offers. Bobby De Gaulle, Bastoni better than Saliba. I'd agree with that. Brandon, M.1, watching Jamaica play. The game's gone. Listen, Jamaica, we have a bobsleigh team. If you ever watch Cool Runnings, don't knock Jamaica. Absolutely brilliant this game. It's going to be a fantastic game. And do you know what? Those people who said the same the other day about Livingston and Ross County, it turned out to be one of the best games we've ever done on this channel, Livingston and Ross County. So, wind your neck in. Jamaica versus Trinidad and Tobago. It's going to be an absolute classic. An all-timer. Be positive. Have some positivity about it. M.1, clubs would take him due to the money he would bring in. Exactly. Look, he's always going to get you Ronaldo as well. M.1, fair play. You're a proper football fan. I couldn't do it. I mean, look, I'm going to level with you. I didn't know what the Unity Cup was until about a week ago. And we made a pledge. We made a pledge at the start of May that we would do a live watch-along of a game every single day in May. So if not for that pledge, I probably wouldn't be watching this tonight. However, that said, it's still massive. I'm still glad I found out about it. And yes, there you go. King Lawrence 880, Jamaica. Come on the reggae, boys. Or, come on the soccer warriors, Trinidad and Tobago. I'm a big fan of the old steel drums. FM No Casuals, must be Grasshoppers versus RO. Do you know what? I'm trying to find a way to watch the Swiss Cup final next week. It's Bâle against... Is it BLBN? BLBN. I can't remember what they're called now. They're third tier Swiss side playing against Bâle in the Swiss Cup final. And I desperately need to see them. Edward, you're making me crazy. Will Hoke, who then doesn't start at any of England's top 5, neither Spain top 2 or Bayern or Inter? Well, yeah, I disagree. I think he does start. Again, you look at Chelsea. Is it Ronaldo or is it Nicholas Jackson? I think it's Ronaldo, mate. I think it's Ronaldo. You say, again, Arsenal. Look at Arsenal. Cristiano Ronaldo, even at 40 years of age, Cristiano Ronaldo or Kai Havertz, Cristiano Ronaldo or Gabriel Jesus. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. FM No Casuals, if you can handle it, just put 10p on 365. I'm down to my last 10p. But, so you know what? Yeah, you could do that, couldn't you? You could do that. Ethan, what's your Prem top 4 in order for next season? I think it's going to be Liverpool top, City second, Chelsea third, Arsenal fourth. I think there's a fall off coming with Arsenal. I think he's gone like that and gone up and up and up and up and up, and then all of a sudden he's just kind of plateaued. He's reached his ceiling, and I don't think he can take him any further. And I think Arsenal fans know that, to be honest, as well. Stanny, what do you think of what happened in Liverpool? Yeah, awful, mate. Absolutely awful. We was watching it last night. I was on the stream last night as it all came through. Mr. Ethan, no football for me tonight. Vamos, I'll update you on some German football. Cheers, Ethan. Will, yeah, but he won't because it's England. He'll only go to United in England. Well, I wouldn't be so sure. You're still saying, but you didn't say that he wouldn't go there. You said he's not good enough to play for him. I disagree. I don't think that's the case. There's a lot of teams who would take Ronaldo in England and would start him. And I think Chelsea's one of them. Nicholas Jackson or Ronaldo, you're taking Ronaldo every single day of the week. So, yeah, I think he would start for Chelsea. And whether or not he would go to Chelsea, I don't know. Maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't. He gave an interview slating United and saying that the training facilities were dated, the club was stuck in the past, all these horrible things about the club. And he was right, but he slated United, so I don't think you'd look at it and go, oh, Cristiano Ronaldo, he loves United, he'd never ever, go to a different club. Reece McKinley just burned 2,000 calories. That's the last time I leave brownies in the oven while I nap. It's one thing I've never really had, that, brownies. Not a fan. Ethan, I've had a stinker. There isn't any football on Sky and Discovery Plus. You're on this channel, mate. There's always football on Premier League, Dad. There you go. King Lawrence, no Ronaldo for Chelsea, not our type of player. No, I know. No, I'm not saying Ronaldo will sign for Chelsea, mate. Just that if it was a straight shot and you could only choose one or the other, if it was Ronaldo or it was Nicholas Jackson for Chelsea, you'd pick Ronaldo. You would pick Ronaldo. King Lawrence 880, no Ronaldo for Chelsea. Oh, we covered that one. Sorry, Edward. He'll go back to Juve or Real. Allegedly, he's going back to Sporting. Papine Boss, big up Jamaica. Yes, the reggae boys. Love it. Russian dolls are so full of themselves. Nice, Reese. Will maybe Newcastle if Arsenal get Isak. Arsenal aren't getting Isak. Not a chance. Right, here we go. The Unity Cup. Jamaica v Trinidad and Tobago, G-Tech Community Stadium. 5 minutes to kick off. It is a packed G-Tech Community Stadium here. It is absolutely packed. And you know what? It's amazing how many Trinidad flags and Trinidad... Well, and Jamaica flags. I mean, Jamaica flags are probably a lot easier to come by than Trinidad flags, I would imagine. But there's a lot of people in Trinidad kits as well. Wowzers. Ethan, would you take Ronnie at Liverpool? You need a proper number 9 and that would boil some United bits. No, I wouldn't. The thing with Ronaldo is, I just feel like he's so divisive. He's just so divisive. Papine Boss, who you got for the win, big man? I've got Jamaica. I've put a bet on Jamaica. I've got Jamaica to win. I've not seen the lineups yet. I'm looking forward to seeing who's actually playing. I would imagine we see Ethan Pinnock. I'm hoping we see maybe Demarai Gray, Leon Bailey. I don't really know any of the Trinidad team, and I used to be quite good with international football. Going back to when Trinidad qualified for the World Cup, as I said, Dwight York, Stern John, some top players for Trinidad, but I couldn't name you. Honestly, I could not name you a single one. I'm a little bit ashamed. Does Steve McLaren have cornrows? I don't know. I don't believe so. But he's definitely ingratiating himself with the Jamaican community as a whole. I hope he doesn't start doing a Jamaican accent in the same way that he did with the Netherlands when he went to was it RZ Alkmaar or was it 20? I think it was it 20 that Steve McLaren was at? I think it was 20, wasn't it? I can't remember either. Wherever he ended up, and he was doing the accent, and he was going he was doing interviews, and he was going, yes, I really think it's great that we have a good football team. So hopefully we don't see any of him trying to do a Jamaican twang in his interviews. Pappy and Boss, the remaining islands team up with Trinidad to go against Jamaica. Wow, okay. Russell Latapy. Yeah, Russell Latapy as well. I remember that. Reese used to play triangle in a reggae band. Quit last week, though. It was just one ting after another. I like that. Will LeBorn, Jokeres, or however you spell his name, is better, so wouldn't start at Sporting. Jokeres is going, mate. He's leaving. Yeah, Jokeres is almost certain to be leaving. Is there a minute's silence here? What's the minute's silence for? King Lawrence, anyone here think Isaac will be moving this season? Not anymore. No, not anymore. Not now Newcastle have got Champions League football. Chimey, by the way, sounded more like Jamaican Ten Hag. FC20, yes, I thought it was. FM No Casuals, Dermot Gallagher accent change is way more mad. King Lawrence, politics, crush, Trini football, same, my home federation, but Reggae Boys tonight a tribute. Kiki, what game are you watching? We are watching the Unity Cup. It's a gargantuan game. It's an absolute monster game here at the Brentford Community Stadium, Jamaica, against Trinidad. I think we might have to change the kit colour, because the kit is a lot darker than that. It's a lot darker than that red. So I'm going to go with that colour. And we'll make it white on the text. Right, Mason Holgate is playing. And I didn't know this, Steve McLaren's assistant manager in the Jamaican national team is none other than Trevor Sinclair. Jake Pike 96, as someone who doesn't watch French football, is Cherky any good? City a link to him apparently. Yes, Cherky is very good. I'm not sure if you just looked at his numbers, you would probably look at it and say, well, he's all right, but he's only in the French league, and you could find a way not to get him. But I tell you something, Cherky will be a bargain for someone this summer, I think. Very talented player. He can unlock a defence. You could argue that he's a little bit inconsistent is probably the word I would go for. I think mentality is sometimes a problem for him, but he's a very, very talented player. There's maybe a little bit of the Adelta Rapt about him. Do you know what I mean? Adelta Rapt, like a really twisted genius. Ravel Morrison is on the bench. It's Davis in goal, Lembikisa, Holgate, King and Bell at the back. Russell, Hayden and Palmer in midfield. Burrell, Dixon and Cephas up front for Jamaica. There's no Leon Bailey, but there is, as I say, Ravel Morrison on the bench. So Ravel Morrison and Mason Holgate, along with Isaac Hayden and Amari Bell. There's some decent players in there. Some decent players. Okay, oh sorry, we've done that one. Let's get back to YouTube, one sec. Right, and for Trinidad and Tobago, it's Phillip, Jones, Jack, Peters, Cardenas, Phillips, Powder, and Raymond in midfield. And then it's Gilbert, Leacock, and Molino. Apologies. Molino. I'm going to have a look and see where these chaps come from. Which teams they're playing for, because I don't know where they're playing for at the minute. The last time I looked at the Trinidad squad, so there you go, Molino. Kevin Molino is 34 years old. He has 24 goals in 63 games for Trinidad, which is a hell of a record in fairness at international level. And he plays for Defence Force, which is a team in the Trinidad Premier League. Trinidad Premier League. And they've got a bigger stadium than Bournemouth, in fairness. So, no disparaging remarks about the Trinidad League. But I will say, I wasn't aware of Kevin Molino. Has he played elsewhere in his career? Where's he played before? Orlando City. Played for Orlando City for a while. 36 goals in 121 games. Then Minnesota, then Columbus Crew, and then back to Defence Force, where he has 10 goals in 7 games. The guy's prolific. He's an untapped diamond. He's a gem. Kevin Molino for Trinidad. I'm getting on him for the goal. FM No Casuals goal. Grasshoppers. Meow. Who's better league? HNL or Serbian league? Ooh, that's a good question. I'd probably say the Croat league. Yeah, I think Dynamo Zagreb's always, and you've got Hajduk Split, Rijeka. There's some quality in there. And you look at the Serbian league. Obviously, you've got Partizan and Red Star. But no, I think if there was a playoff of the Croatian league and the Serbian league, I would back the Croats. Jake, evening Jake, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Coolin, what do you think about Joshua Zirkzee? I wouldn't be surprised if Joshua Zirkzee moves on at the end of the summer, at the end of the season. There's rumours linking him to Ten Hag at Bayer Leverkusen. We are off here, by the way. I forgot to tell you. We're 11 seconds in this huge game, the battle between the Reggae Boys and the Soccer Warriors. Ethan, my girlfriend, is angry with you now. Sorry. I did mean to say Serbian. It was a slip of the tongue. Of course I meant Serbian, Ethan. Right, Jamaica in down the right-hand side. It's cleared away. Kiki, did you hear about the Liverpool parade incident? Yes, Kiki. Yeah, we was watching it at the time. We was watching Ross County against Livingston last night when it all happened. It was horrible, and we spent pretty much most of the live talking about it. It was an awful night. Mary Kieran, where do you think Middlesbrough will finish next season? I think they'll probably finish just outside the playoffs again. I think Borough, they were very, very inconsistent. And defensively, they had real problems, didn't they? Real problems at the back. So, if I'm dead honest with you, I think Borough, they've got some talented players, but defensively they're all over the place. And I think they'll miss some of the players they've had on loan. Your Ben Dokes, for example. I think they'll miss them when they go back. So yeah, I think it's going to be a different season for Borough next year. And I would still imagine they'll finish just outside the playoff places. Will LeBron Hoyland to Arsenal would actually work, in my opinion. You don't create enough for him. Not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. But I take your point. I posted, I don't know if you've already seen it. I'm not going to presume that you have. But on my TikTok, I did a video the other day about Hoyland and how he needs some more time. He needs some confidence. He needs a manager that will back him. And I do think, honestly, if Hoyland went somewhere, he'd do the same sort of thing that we've seen with Scott McTominay and Anthony and Aaron Wan-Bissaka and various others who've played for United and left and gone on and had wonderful careers elsewhere. So, yeah, I think Rasmus Hoyland's a player that'll do that. He's still young. But, Yeah, evidently it ain't working for him at United, is it? Berge Højlund will be back in Copenhagen within 2 to 3 years. Oh, I don't know if I agree with that. He was doing very, very well at Atalanta. And you've got to remember, he was the Premier League Player of the Month this time last year. Not that that's, I'm not saying that that's like the gold standard, but he's clearly not a terrible player. Jamaica picking the ball up in midfield. Good driving run forward. That's a foul. Marco, hi mate. Yeah, good to see you, Marco. How's it going? Skidmark Douglas. Who's Skidmark Douglas? Oh. Reporting Newcastle have a £250 million war chest this summer. Oh, here we go. £250 million. But that's including you selling Livramento for 60 million or so, and maybe Anthony Gordon for 70 million or so, 60, 70 million. Berger, he didn't score a lot at Atalanta. If next move doesn't work out, he needs to restart his career. I mean, he does need to restart his career, but you can restart every season, can't you? I mean, I don't think there's any reason why he couldn't restart his career at Man United. He could do it at United. And there is a reason, I think, that, or there is a possibility, a real possibility, that Højlund stays at United and they don't actually sign a centre-forward. Jacob, this is random, but Darwin Núñez is in Almeria. The reason I know this is because he was on my Jet2 flight there. Really? Interesting. To be honest, I didn't know they did flights to Almeria. I didn't know Almeria had an airport, if I'm dead honest with you. But there you go. That doesn't surprise me, though. He lived in Almeria for a long time, didn't he? So, it's not really surprising. He did very well at Almeria. Jake, Tino isn't going anywhere. Gordon might to Liverpool if they pay the 80 million Newcastle want for him. Nah, we ain't doing that. Ben Taylor, good to see you, Ben. Simon, I've had to give up on my dream of being a scuba diving instructor. Deep down, I knew it wasn't for me. Like it. Very nice. Marco Xerxes is better. He is a better player, I think, all round, but I don't think he's a better finisher or a goal scorer. Ethan, I'm watching wrestling while the match is going on. Nice. Jake Núñez on holiday. Ben, have you seen Frimpong? He's on his way to Liverpool to finalise the deal and do media stuff. Yes, I did. And Florian Wirtz has got his flight booked. Liverpool fans are a nightmare for this. They've already seen that there's a flight chartered from Corsica. I believe there's a private jet from Corsica to Cologne, which is where Florian Wirtz lives. And that same private jet, the very next day, that same private jet has got a flight scheduled from Cologne to Liverpool. And we know that Florian Wirtz has been in Corsica on holiday. So Liverpool have put two and two together and thought, oh, there you go, that's what it's going to be. So yeah, Wirtz will probably be in Liverpool doing his medical tomorrow as well, after Frimpong does his today. Jacob was from Manchester. He was at the front with his family, with his cornrows in from yesterday. Sonny Marco 09, what are you going to do over the summer as football isn't on? Oh, Sonny, listen, there's always football on, mate. There's always football on. We are watching Jamaica against Trinidad and Tobago right now. So I promise you, there's football on. There's in June we've got the UEFA Nations League, we've got the World Cup qualifiers, we've got the Club World Cup. So pretty much the entirety of June is chocker with football and watch-alongs. So we'll do loads in June. In July, it gets a little bit more spaced out. We'll have to do more transfer shows and maybe, lives where we just chat like this about general nothingness and football. So we'll probably do a bit of that. We'll do some pre-season games and we'll see how it goes. Right, hang on a second. Ben Frimpong's already done his medical. He's probably just going to do some pictures and media stuff. Right, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, like I say, it's done, isn't it? It's all done and dusted, that one. Daniel, can we get a run through of the 2 lineups, please? Of course we can, Daniel. Apologies. Yes, we can. So, it is Davis in goal for Jamaica. It's Amari Bell of Luton fame. Burrell, Holgate, Lembikisa at the back, and then it's they've put the lineups out in completely the wrong order to try and baffle me. But it's Holgate, Lembikisa, and Bell, Amari Bell at the back. It's Cephas, Palmer, Russell, King, Hayden, Dixon, and Burrell in the Jamaica side. Basically, the only players you've got to look out. I mean, Ravel Morrison is on the bench for Jamaica, but other than that, there's not really an awful lot of quality. Isaac Hayden, Mason Holgate, Amari Bell, Ravel Morrison. That's kind of the 4 superstars there for Jamaica. For Trinidad and Tobago, it's Phillips in goal, Cardenas, Gilbert, Jack, Jones, Leacock, the captain, Molino, Peters, Phillips, Powder, and Raymond. Most of the Trinidad side are from the Trinidad League. They're playing the trade. They're plying the trade in the Trinidad and Tobago Premier League. The Jamaican team is mostly Championship, League One, and some Premier League experience. So the favourites are certainly, I would say, Jamaica in this one. I've backed Jamaica. And it's not been a bad start. Opening 10 minutes. It's been, a good bit of football. Jamaica have pressed forward. They're in the box here now. He's gone down. He's got a claim for a penalty. Referees give a free kick right on the edge of the area. It was a foul from the number 7 there. Litigation. Hello, Litig. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Ethan, I've got news. We want Ben Doak if Tyler Diblin leaves. I don't think Ben Doak goes to a Championship team, mate. Honestly, I think Tyler Diblin is... Ben Doak is as good as Tyler Diblin. I'll say that. I think Ben Doak is every bit as good as Tyler Diblin. Jake Warhayden, Clay 19. Shout out Bentley, my brother. Nice. Shout out to Bentley. Daniel, the teams are playing their B teams. I know, but it's still... mate, there's a lot riding on this. It's a game of huge cultural significance to the Jamaican and Trinidadian Tobagoan communities in London. Free kick from the edge of the area here. Oh, what a goal! Has it gone in? Oh, side netting. It was Palmer. It was an absolute whirl to that. Absolutely smashed it. And it just hit the side netting. I thought it was in. Unlucky. Casey Palmer, free kick from the edge of the area, just wide. Max Tanner, I know Jay Robson, he's one for the future. Jay Robson from where? Ben Taylor, oh, you a Saints fan? Nice. Some of my mates are fans of Southampton too. No, I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan. We've just got... This channel is literally all clubs, all football clubs, all fans of football clubs. So we watch everyone. We are not prejudiced on this channel in terms of what team you support. We have United fans. We've got City fans. We've got everyone. Coventry fans, Plymouth fans... Bit of everything. Southampton fans, the lot. Callum Coyle, what have you bet today, mate? I've got Jamaica or draw in this one, and I've got some other bits and bobs going on an ACCA over the next week. Keep it crispy. Who's got more ball possession? It's definitely Jamaica in the opening 12 minutes. I'll have a look and I'll see if I've got any stats on that. I haven't got any stats on it, but I'm absolutely certain that it's been Jamaica. It's a free kick again to Jamaica on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Whipped in, good ball, cleared behind by Trinidad. Tarrant 7:30, who's playing? It is the semi-final of the massive Intertoto Unity Cup. The Unity Cup. Jamaica against Trinidad. Huge game. Marco, Interfans. Interfans as well. Yes, sorry, Marco. Nick A13, who is winning Germany to playoffs relegation? Probably Braunschweig. They're 2-0 up, aren't they? So I would say Braunschweig. Tony Snooker fan, hi. How can you watch this? You can. I don't know what way you're phrasing that question. How can you watch this? You can watch this on Premier Sports. I thought you were saying it like, how can you watch this? But yeah, it's on Premier Sports, Tony. Keep it crispy. I bet on Jamaica too. Hopefully they win. Well, I'll keep you informed, mate. I'll keep you informed. It's been a good start by Jamaica so far. There's not a great deal of quality. I'll level with you. Quality from both teams has been a little bit missing. But we've seen that in other games in the last, few days. On this channel, we've done Ross County against Livingston. That was a pretty poor quality game. It ended up finishing 4-2 to Livingston. The same with the Championship and the League 1, League 2 playoffs. Charlton against Leyton Orient, Wimbledon against Walsall, and Sunderland against Sheffield United. All of them were pretty poor games, weren't they, as well? Still got goals in them, so I'm sure we'll get goals here today. Daniel, if Greenwood was playing and was able to win his country the Unity Cup, he would have been a shoo-in for the Ballon d'Or. Controversial, Daniel. Very controversial. I think Greenwood, he's still only got 1 goal contribution less than Ousmane Dembele this season, and people are certainly claiming Ousmane Dembele to have the Ballon d'Or. Do you know what I didn't realise? I didn't realise this until I saw it last night, but people are talking about who should win the Ballon d'Or and all this sort of thing, and Mo Salah has got 47 goals and assists in the Premier League. And if you're just talking in the leagues that they're in, forget European and, cup games where Barcelona are playing, second division teams and all that sort of thing. Like, if we're just talking about elite level, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, all that sort of stuff, if you're just talking the league, Salah has 47 goals and assists. And the next nearest, I think is Mbappe with 34. Like, he's 13 ahead. He's so far ahead of anyone in Europe. He's absolutely smashed it this season. The idea that he won't win the Ballon d'Or is mad to me. It's absolutely mad. Keep it crispy. I'm from Texas and curious if you all watch the Gold Cup and North American tournaments. Well, I'll be honest with you, mate. I haven't watched an awful lot of the Gold Cup and North American tournaments purely because of the time that they are on. I actually quite enjoy the MLS, and I quite enjoy watching international football generally. I'll watch any football when it's on. So I keep up to date with it. It's one of those things where usually I'll wake up in the morning, look at my phone, and I'll go, oh, yeah, highlights, let's have a look. But if it's going on at 2, 3, 4 a.m, it's probably a non-starter for me, sadly. For medical reasons, not because I'm, lazy or don't like the league, just I have epilepsy, so there's absolutely no way at all I can do an early night start, a middle of the night start. Ben, did you go to the parade? It was brilliant. Forget about what happened at the end, but without that. No, mate, didn't go to the parade. We were live here yesterday for Ross County and Livingston instead. So no parade for me. Absolutely not. It's not really my thing. Was never really interested in going, to be honest. Kieran Owens, did you see what happened? Yeah, absolutely. Nick A13 prediction for the final tomorrow. Chelsea win 2-4 goals in total. I'm rooting for Betis. Yeah, I think Betis is a good one tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to Anthony. Hopefully knocking Chelsea out of that one. But if I'm dead honest, I think Chelsea are going to do it. Daniel Gyökeres was robbed of the European Golden Boot. Gyökeres is not a top striker. If Arsenal sign Gyökeres and Zubimendi, the Premier League's not going anywhere near North London. Keep it crispy, yeah. Premier League's like 8 a.m. over here, not bad. Yeah, my one of my best mates lives in Florida, and he gets up and watches it when it's on, the 12 o'clocks and the 3 o'clocks. Obviously, the 12 o'clock early kickoffs are not particularly enjoyable for him. Oh, Jamaica very nearly conceding the long distance shot from Trinidad. The keeper didn't quite get it right, and he spilled it. Nick A13, are you streaming Sudamericana today? No. No Sudamericana. Sudamericana kicks off far too late for me, mate. We'll be doing this one, and then tomorrow we'll be live for Chelsea and Betis. Thursday, we've got 2 games on Thursday. We've got the Danish Cup final, Copenhagen against Silkeborg, and we've also got, straight after that, we've got the French League 1 or Ligue 1 relegation playoffs. Stade Reims against Metz. So we're going to be doing that. And then Friday, we've got Al Ittihad against Al Qadsiya in the Saudi Arabia Kings Cup final. And then it's the Champions League final on Saturday. So we're back. We've got... And then Sunday's the National League, Vanarama National League playoff. Oldham against Southend. So there's loads of footy on. We've got loads of footy on. G. Lawrence 94. Do you get to many Liverpool games? I haven't been to a Liverpool game in about a year, mate. I think the last time was about a year ago. I went with my dad. Used to go all over the world watching Liverpool. Been to Champions League semi-finals and cup finals. Watched Liverpool lift silverware and travelled away through Europe watching us as well. But you can't do it once you got a family. You got a little, I've got a little girl now, so there's no way I'm paying big bucks going all over Europe watching Liverpool. Just can't do it. Just can't do it unless you're absolutely raking it in. And it's not a working man's sport anymore. So no, not for me, mate. I've been to a few in the last couple of years, but other than that, no. It's not something that massively interests me anymore. I like watching it, but I'm not going to pay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds to go and watch Liverpool or anyone, really. I don't mind going and watch it. I would much rather, if I'm dead honest, go and watch lower league. I'd rather go and watch Altrincham at Moss Lane. I'd rather go and watch Crewe at Gresty Road, or I like going watching proper, what I would consider to be proper football. Jake Pike 96. Who's your tip for value signing of the summer? Ooh, signing of the summer. Angelo Stiller. I keep banging that drum. Angelo Stiller from Stuttgart. If anyone can go and get him for decent money, he's absolutely terrific. I think he'll be one of the top sides comes in for, if not this summer, then next summer. I really like Tierno Barry at Villarreal. He's worth looking at. Mika Biereth at Monaco. He's worth looking at. Jonathan Gelhardt. Burkhardt, not Gelhardt. Gelhardt was at Leeds, wasn't he? Jonathan Burkhardt at Mainz. Centre forward for Mainz. Very, very good striker. So any of them. Yeah, any of them. Ethan's match blog, go to Preston v Southampton next season. Mate, I'll go to lots of footy. I'll definitely go to footy. I love going to footy, and I'll take my little girl to the footy when she's ready to go. But it's too expensive. Like I said, it's not a working man's sport anymore. It's far too expensive. The club have priced the local families out. So yeah, the clubs want 1 and 2 day. Day trippers, 1 and 2 games a season, come in, empty the club shop. That's the sort of fans that they get nowadays in most teams, especially once you get teams who've got a bit of success. So I remember not that long ago, Liverpool we weren't crap, but we weren't great. And I was going Liverpool against Rabotnicki, Liverpool against Gamel, Liverpool against FC Hacker, Liverpool against Slovan Liberec, you know, putting the work in. And because of that, I ended up going to Liverpool, Real Madrid, Liverpool against Barcelona. Been to the big games as well. But it's frustrating then when you see people rocking up. That's a penalty. Jamaica penalty. They've got it. It is a penalty. It's a penalty, Jamaica. Penalty, Jamaica. Ben Taylor, Stiller. Finally, someone who agrees with me that he's so underrated. Liverpool should have gone in for him. Yeah, I'd still like Liverpool to go in for him if I'm honest. Yeah. Ethan, I go to every match for a season, but my dad pays for everything. Well, if your dad wants to pay for me, mate, I'll happily go again. But it's not cheap. It's not cheap. And once you've got a family, there's only one thing winning. It ain't gonna be football. It ain't gonna be football. Daniel, I think Salah doesn't have highlights, so isn't well received outside of England. Liverpool have bought the league next season. Behave yourself, Daniel. Come on, you don't believe that. It's going to be a penalty here, and it's going to be Casey Palmer, ex-Chelsea, Huddersfield. Casey Palmer steps up. Oh, he's done a Panenka. It's a cheeky Panenka from Casey Palmer, and he runs over to the corner flag, and he's dancing. It's great. It's absolutely fantastic penalty. Cheeky as you like. 1-0 to the Reggae Boys. Jamaica. They've scored. Get in. Tony, snooker fan. The driver has been arrested. Suspicion of attempted murder and drug driving. Yeah. Mate, we saw the videos of it yesterday. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Daniel, what stadiums have you been to in London? I've been to most of the stadiums. Well, I say most. That's not true at all. Most top flight stadiums. I've been to Upton Park before it was knocked down. I've been past the London Stadium. I haven't been in it. Went to White Hart Lane. To Loftus Road, Craven Cottage. Not into Stamford Bridge. I'm trying to think now. Puzzle. I mean, if you took the outskirts of London as well, like within the kind of M25, there's a lot of teams in there. But yeah, not as many as maybe I've done in the north. In the north, I've ticked off most of them. I would say Ewood Park, Turf Moor, Deepdale, right up to Scotland, going to St Johnstone and Dundee and Gretna and Hibs, Hearts, Ibrox, Parkhead, Pittodrie. Done a bit of everything. User not found 600. How many games do you reckon you've been to, pal? I'd be picking a number out of thin air. Jamaica are in again here. Could be 2. Oh, unlucky. Very nearly 2. Great ball across the face of goal, and it was Cephas at the back post who just couldn't quite get his outstretched foot onto it. But Casey Palmer is running things in that Jamaica midfield, driving forward. Like, I mean, do you know what? With the dreadlocks as well, you could very easily mistaken for a prime Alex Iwobi in Fulham. Absolutely flying forward. Alex Iwobi's been one of the most underrated players in the Prem this season. I've said it all season. I think he's so good. And Casey Palmer has been terrific in the first 25, 30 minutes here. Gets a goal. Free kick very nearly went in, and he's created a couple of chances already there. But yeah, picking the ball up from deep, driving forward. He started this game very, very well. Mason, Mo Salah is a pen merchant. Still got to score him, mate. MN2254, what game's on? It's Jamaica against Trinidad and Tobago in the Unity Cup. 1, 2, 4. Oh yeah, we'll just block him. It's just a very don't honestly, lads, don't respond to people like that. That's what they want. That is what they want. They're just very, very sad. Very, very sad people. You don't even need to Don't even need to bite. Just let them do their thing. Right, it's a free kick here for Trinidad. I mean, it's about 40 yards out, so he's not having a shot. Ethan, I've been to 500 matches. 500 is the estimate. I do it for the lol. But 500, wow. Oh my god, he actually did have a shot as well. Honestly, that was just past the centre circle of the halfway line, and he's had a shot. There wasn't even a wall. That's how far out that free kick was. There wasn't even a wall, and he's had a shot. And it's nearly cleared the east stand there. It's nearly cleared the east stand. Dwight York's on the bench there, laughing his head off. It was a ridiculous idea to shoot from there. Daniel, I think Liverpool will be the biggest spenders, but didn't spend too much last season, so it's fair. It's smart not giving the manager a blank cheque in the first season. I think it was. I mean, there's probably an element of that. I agree. Yeah, that it's not smart to give the manager a blank cheque, but I actually think it was deliberate from Slot as well. I think Slot came in and said, "Do you know what? No, we've got a decent team there. I'm going to go in and I'm not going to make any prejudged. I've got ideas of what the players can and can't do, but I'm going to go in and see for myself. I'm going to say to every single one of these players, total clean slate with me. Show me what you can do." And that might have been one of the reasons why we've performed so well, and we've seen players like Ryan Gravenberch get, really, really good plaudits this season, and various others have stepped on and done really well, I think. Mason Holgate's down. I think he got caught there after the ball went, but good defending by Holgate. It's rare you say that these days. Jake Pike 96, potentially dumb question, but why is this game at Brentford? It's at Brentford because it's not a dumb question. It's because the teams that are involved in the Unity Cup tournament have a large or significant settlement in London. So Brentford is within the M25, of London, and basically the Unity Cup. The last time the Unity Cup was played, it was about 20 years ago. It was held at Charlton, another London team, and it's including teams that have a significant population or a significant settlement in the London area. All being in this case Jamaica, Trinidad, Ghana, and Nigeria. Those are the 4 teams that are in this tournament. D. Nickel, thoughts on Lee Grant going to Huddersfield? I haven't seen, but good. Yeah, Lee Grant's an experienced keeper, isn't he? Unless we're talking as a manager, in which case, odd decision. Light Skin Lieutenant, what's the score, mate, and how are you doing? It's 1-0 to Jamaica. Casey Palmer of Huddersfield, or once of Huddersfield. I don't know if he's actually still at Huddersfield. I don't think he is. But he was once at Huddersfield, formerly of Chelsea. Lots was expected of Casey Palmer, but he has just scored a lovely Panenka penalty to put Jamaica 1-0 up. User not found 600. Wow, Tottenham going for Leroy Sané. That's madness. I would take him. Yeah, I would agree. I think Sané to Tottenham makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? He's still a very talented player. Daniel Palmer plays like Iwobi, but only shows up in 1 every 6 matches. How can refereeing improve for the next season? Awful decisions in the recent weeks having a significant impact. Did you see Trent got into the Opta team of the season? I didn't see that Trent got into the Opta team of the season, but it isn't surprising. I still think he is one of the best right backs around, if not the best right back around. So I thought he was terrific this season. For most of the season, for most of it, he still had some issues, and towards the end, when the whole, I would say, second half of the season, he was a little bit off it, and obviously that's when Slaughter said that his training, his effort in training hadn't been all that good, and he had questions, and he pulled him into the manager's office quite a few times. So yeah, he's a very, very talented player, and it's not surprising to see that he's ended up at Real Madrid. It's not surprising to see he's in the team of the season. Kieran, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Daniel Palmer moved from Coventry to Hull last season for the money. Well, I knew he's been a bit of a journeyman, hasn't he, in the Championship? He's got about a bit, so going to Hull. Oh, he's done well. He has done well, and he's played well today. But yeah, just coming back to your earlier question, Daniel, how can refereeing... Daniel, I'm hoping Trent wins Liverpool Player of the Season. It'd be a nice send-off. No, he's not. He's already got... It's gone to Salah. Yeah, it's gone to Salah. It's not going to be Trent. How can refereeing be improved for the next season? Awful decisions in recent weeks having a significant impact. I just think the FA need to set the expectations that there's going to be human error. That's it. Like, this is the problem. It feels like everyone expects VAR to get everything right. And there's always going to be errors. There's just always going to be errors. Like, there was errors before. There was errors before we had VAR. There's errors now with VAR, but there's fewer of them. And that's it. I honestly think it's just an expectations thing. I think we had the idea that it was kind of the publicity was that, actually, do you know what? Once we get VAR in, once we get goal line technology in VAR, there'll be no contentious decisions in football. And actually, it's made it worse, because what we've done is we all still think that, but people don't quite grasp, or a lot of people don't quite grasp, that there's a lot of decisions in football that you and I can watch, even if we don't support the teams involved. You and I can watch, and we can watch it back 30 times in slow motion, real time, full speed, 40 different angles. We can watch it back, and we still can't agree on it, but we expect a guy to agree on it, to make the right decision in a split second, you know, with 40, 50,000 people around him screaming. It's so ridiculous to expect. I think the expectations on referees are far too big. Far too big. And I think referees have a hard time. So I would be in favour of better quality referees. I think we need better referees. I think we need more referees. It's not exactly a profession that there's a lot of people coming through, is there? Nobody wants to be a referee. And why? Look at the abuse they get. It's not even well paid. It's not even that well paid. We used to have Chris Foy, Premier League referee. Chris Foy used to drink in the pub where me and my dad drank. He got paid like £1,000 a game. £1,000 a game, and his expenses for staying in the hotel. It's not that much. That's not that much. If he does maybe 2 games a week, I mean, it's £8,000 a month. It's not that bad, but he's still got taxed on it. It's about an adequate. That's what, maybe 60, 70 grand a year. Like, it's not a top job. That's only modest. You can live a comfortable life with that. But it's the idea that referees are getting slated left, right and centre. Good to see you, Stub. How you doing? Jake, VAR has made refs worse because they don't have to make a decision because the bloke in VAR can. Well, yeah, there's a little bit of that as well. Oh, it could have been 2-0 that to Jamaica. It's going to be a free kick. Kieran Baines, would you say that Alisson Becker is Liverpool's best keeper, or would you say Pepe Reina? Alisson Becker, yeah. Pepe Reina was brilliant as well. Daniel, that's decent money and get to be on a football pitch. I know, but mate, they get death threats. They have to have security going, you know, to and from the ground. They have all sorts. Like, Jamaica are in, very nearly 2-0, still pushing forward. Oh, it's so poor, this, defensively from Trinidad. Yeah, I don't think that's amazing money. If you do 2 games a week, most of the money from being a referee comes from your after dinner speaking and your, you know, yeah, going to after dinner clubs and speeches and stuff like that, and getting paid to advertise stuff, and you get freebies obviously because you're wearing certain people's sponsors and whatever. Put it that way, for the danger money that you have to pay to be a referee, I think you'd be better off getting. You need to be getting paid 30 grand, I think, and probably maybe not 30 grand a month, but you know what I mean. You need to be getting 2 grand a game. $2,000 a game probably makes it worthwhile. What's Steve McLaren claiming for here? It's good play. It's going to be a free kick. It's going to be a free kick. Sorry, ignore that one. Daniel can just be paying referees more when they're no good. I know, but what's the expectation? The expectation can't be that they get everything right. They're humans. Humans make mistakes. And not only do they make mistakes, we actually can't agree on whether it's a mistake in a lot of cases. Like, we as independent football fans with the benefit of time and a calm atmosphere and lots of replays, even we still can't agree whether it was a foul or was it a handball or should it have been a free kick, should it have been a corner, should it have been a penalty. We can't agree it. So if we can't agree, often the time we can't agree whether it's a good performance from a ref or not. And that's the other thing. Referees don't even get praise when they do play well. When they do referee a game well. You very rarely hear referees getting praise either. First real chance of the game there for Trinidad, and they've just volleyed it wide. It was a good opportunity for him. Jamaica pushing forward here. Again, it's Casey Palmer. And what a wonderful crossfield ball that was. Cleared away by Trinidad. But I agree. I do agree. I think it's got to get better. It's got to be improved. The refereeing situation. I think part of that is encouraging more referees from grassroots to come up. If you're sub 30 years of age now, if you're 30 years of age or less, and you start your refereeing career today, you'll probably be in the Premier League in the next 3 to 5 years. If you are consistent and you are fit and you can referee to a decent level, you probably get in the Premier League quite quickly. You don't need to be reffing for a very, very long time to be making it at the top level. As long as you're consistent, as long as you're fit, and you don't get bullied on the pitches a lot. Daniel, referees have semi-automated offsides, goal line technology and VAR is made to catch errors. If they need more help, give them Spider Cam. My friend started at 17. He does League 1 now. Right, okay. I was going to say, there's a lad who I used to work with who he started when he was about, I think he started when he was about 17, 18, thereabouts. And he's running the line. I don't know if he's a referee, but he's certainly running the line in the lower leagues now, in like League 1, League 2. I don't know how much he gets paid for it, but it ain't enough, I don't think. It ain't enough. Jonathan Guzman 3791, what game are you watching, mate? We are watching the Unity Cup. Jamaica against Trinidad and Tobago in the Unity Cup semi-final at the Brentford Community Stadium. It's not a friendly tournament. It's a very, very big game. It's a massive game. Lots riding on it. It's a packed G-Tech Community Stadium at Brentford. And Jamaica are 1-0 up. Jonathan Walsall was a disappointment. Yeah, they were pretty poor. They put a post on yesterday saying that Walsall, I think they'd had 25 games and they were top by about 14 points, weren't they, at that point? Like, they were so far ahead after 25 games, and somehow they've contrived to... They had that stupid run where they went through like 14 games without a win. And then all of a sudden they've ended not in the championship where maybe they'd expect to be. Or rather, not in the championship, in League 1, sorry. Kieran Baines, Jamaica squad is basically full of League One and Championship players. It is, yes. Yeah, and Trinidad's is full of Trinidad Premier League players. One of those star strikers is a 34-year-old, and he plays for a team called Defence Force in the Trinidad Premier League. Kevin Molino, ex Orlando City SC, but he's now playing for Defence Force. Jamaica short, comes out to the edge of the area. Still a chance for Jamaica. It's cleared away by Trinidad. It's getting very scrappy as we enter the edge of the end few minutes of the first half. But this is much better from Trinidad going forward. They just can't quite keep hold of the ball. That's been the problem for Trinidad. They've knocked it about 2-3 times, and then once they get anywhere close to the final third, they just give it away. Past the halfway line, they haven't got a hope of keeping the ball, so they're going to have to go long. Knock it into the channels a little bit. Try and stretch him. But yeah, just a reminder, by the way, for those that are watching, we are going to be live tomorrow for Real Betis and Chelsea for the Europa Conference League final. Really, really looking forward to that one. And what do we think of it? What do we think? What's your predictions? Let me know. Kieran Baines, didn't Molino play for Orlando? He did, yes. Yeah, well spotted. I didn't know that. I didn't know anything about any of the Trinidad team before this game, before I did a little bit of research, before kick-off and during the game. We've just had a little look and seen some of the players, who they play for. Casey Palmer's probably been the star of the show so far. And I only learned from Daniel that Casey Palmer is no longer with Huddersfield. He went to Coventry and then to Hull since I last followed his career. There's only going to be 1 minute of added on time here at the end of the first half. And the refs just give a foul. It's going to be 1-0. It's going to finish 1-0 at half-time. Jamaica 1, Trinidad 0. Penalty from Casey Palmer separating the two sides. And Jamaica have been the better of the two. They've definitely been the better of the two. Casey Palmer's been the best player on the pitch. But that's been an entertaining game. Chimey, United needs Southgate. I wanted to talk about this. Yeah, United to get Gareth Southgate. If Ruben Amorim leaves, which I'm sure many United fans will say he's not going anywhere, and I don't expect him to, for what it's worth. I don't think he will go anywhere. Let me just stop the clock, because it is half-time. Half-time, 1-0 Jamaica. Right, yeah, so, I don't think that Amorim goes anywhere, but I do think that Southgate will go to United as the next manager, whatever happens with him. Whatever happens at all, whenever it happens with him, whether it's in the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, whatever, whenever Amorim goes, I do think Southgate is the next appointment. Because he should have been the last appointment. He should have been there instead of Amorim, and allegedly that is why Dan Ashworth left the club. Dan Ashworth wanted Gareth Southgate. He wanted a steady hand to come in. He wanted someone who could work with the group of players and get the best out of them. And the Omar Barada and various others, the technical team behind the management at United, they thought that Ruben Amorim was the better appointment, so they went with Ruben Amorim. And whether or not that's a good appointment is, you'll have to decide. But Ruben Amorim is the appointment they went with, and Gareth Southgate was apparently very, very near to being the manager, and Dan Ashworth resigned over the fact that he didn't get it. Because he said, I don't think this is the right approach, I don't want to do this on my watch, so off he went. But I do agree. I think Southgate is the next one for United. Kieran Baines, do you think match of the day isn't the same without Gary Lineker? I don't like Gary Lineker. It's nothing to do with his political views. It's nothing to do with that. I just don't like him. So, yeah, I don't think anything to do with the whole match of the day thing is... he knows he's got to be impartial. He wasn't impartial. Whatever you think of his opinions about that, by the way, that's totally on you. And whatever, that's fine. But you... working for the BBC, you can't have that sort of an opinion. You can't express that sort of an opinion. On anything, really. On anything. Any subject that's contentious. You can't. There's always going to be issues that are divisive in life. Anything that's important in life, you basically can't speak on it. And that's what you sign up to when you're working for the BBC. So it's mad that he did. But yes, probably is going to be different without him. He was the host of Match of the Day for, 25 years? Des Lynam was the host before that. Everyone thought it'd be mad when Des Lynam left. So, yeah. It will. And it's going to be, Gabby's coming in, Gabby Logan. She's really good as well. She's really good. Daniel, give it Southgate in January. I think he does make it. I think Christmas is about the key time for him. Keep it crispy. How's Jamaica doing possession-wise? I think Jamaica have had most of the ball. Yeah. Again, I haven't got any news on the stats, but I think it will be that Jamaica have had most of the ball. Kieran, I'm not a fan, to be honest, with Gary Lineker. And I just don't think he's... Some of his views on football, more than anything, it's nothing to do with the political side, just his views on football and the way he expresses it. I think it comes across a little... self-righteous, a little bit smarmy at times. And maybe he's not. Maybe he's a lovely bloke. I don't know him. But I'm saying as a pundit, as someone who hosts the football, I don't enjoy it when Gary Lineker's the host. It doesn't give me the warm, fuzzy feeling that Des Lynam did, for example. It doesn't give me the warm, fuzzy... Do you know, even Stubbs. Ray Stubbs was brilliant. If you remember Ray Stubbs in Match of the Day, he was fantastic. Loads of fantastic hosts. I just don't... Yeah, Gary Lineker I've never really took to. Where are we up to? Sorry. Cardiff Glazer. Southgate would have been better, not going to lie. Yeah, totally agree, mate. Inter or PSG? I think PSG. I do think PSG. Yeah. Nick A13, is Bruno Fernandes leaving United? Well, it does look like it. Yeah, it does look like it, doesn't it? Bruno Fernandes to... is it Al Hilal? Or... I think it is Al Hilal, isn't it? Al Hilal have offered him £700,000 a week after tax, which is like 6 or 7 times what he currently earns at Manchester United. That's a lot. That's like 7 times what you earn in it. There's nobody really turning that down. And, he can stay at United and try and fight the good fight and try and get them back into Europe. But the club's not in a great place. So I think he's got to think of himself, and I think he probably will go. If he's got anything about him, I think he will go. But maybe not. Who knows? Maybe he fancies sticking around for a bit. Steve Keane, 208, not being funny. You can't say nothing now. It would only upset them. You've got to have a laugh. Life's too short. Totally agree, Steve. Yeah, totally agree. Life's too short. And you've just got to... yeah. So I totally agree. Yeah, totally agree. You've got to have your convictions, and I agree with that. And I'd actually say fair play to Gary Lineker for standing up for what he believes in, whether or not you agree with that or not. Even if you disagree with that, you've got to respect that, I think. Someone who's willing to put everything on the line for the sake of what he believes in, fair play to him. But it's not really a surprise. That's my point. It's not really a surprise that he's then gone and had his contract cancelled, because you can't do that for the BBC. BBC is impartial, always has been impartial, especially on contentious... Well, I say always has been impartial. They've not always been impartial, but they are meant to be impartial on these sort of hot button contentious issues, which, yeah, anything in life worth caring about is. So Daniel should go to Al Nassr and lift a trophy because Ronaldo couldn't. He'll be a big signing for him, won't he? Yeah. And he'll make a fortune, and he only has to go there for a couple of years, and then he can go and maybe see out his days in Portugal, whatever he wants to do. Chimey, I think Inter wins. PSG have bottled stupid games this season in Liga. Well, do you know what? So have Inter. I mean, in the last couple of weeks, mate, Inter have been pretty poor. Roma, Bologna, AC Milan in the Coppa Italia. Inter were awful. Daniel, I enjoy the rest of football. The rest is football podcast, yeah, with Micah and Alan Shearer. Again, not a massive fan of those two either, though. Alan Shearer bugs me. They're not quite Joey Barton levels, mine. Joey Barton's, but yeah, Alan Shearer, Micah Richards, and Gary Lineker on a podcast doesn't get me going. Sam, you really live stream every game. Not every game, Sam, but quite a lot of games. Man City, is Cunha confirmed to go to Manchester United? I think he's as good as confirmed. Yeah, Manchester United have got a little bit of a disagreement with Wolves over... They're going to pay the £62.5 million, the amount that's being offered. They're going to pay that. But there's a disagreement. Wolves want it paid over a maximum of 2 years. Manchester United are trying to get it paid over the 5 years that Cunha's contract would run. And that's because United just haven't got all of the money up front right now. They want to spread the money that they've got, the little money they've got, they want to spread it over as long as possible so they can reduce the payments down. And paying out 31, 34 million, whatever it's going to be, in one go won't be easy for United. So if Wolves stay strong on it and say, no, actually we're only accepting 2 years, then it probably isn't gone. And there'll be other teams in for Cunha, I'm sure. Steve Keane 208, are you on 100,000 an hour? 100,000 an hour? More like £70 an hour. I don't know what you mean. 100,000 an hour? Me? I'm not 100,000 an hour. Unfortunate. Why would you go to United right now? 65 million. 62.5 million, I believe it is, for Cunha. Callum, Spurs have been poor. Also, season in Prem League form means nothing. I think Spurs will kick on. Spurs will kick on next season. Why? United is big. United is United. Big is big. I know, but I still don't think that just because they're a big club, there's a lot of big clubs, but I don't think it necessarily means that you go there if you've not got European football. The club hasn't got a massive amount of money to invest. It needs to invest. It's got a lot of players who are old, not good enough, or leaving due to end of contract. The young players that are coming through aren't particularly good enough either. The manager, his position isn't all that safe. The fans are angry at the owners. The owners don't really know what's going on between them. The whole club is... The stadium's falling apart. The training complex is dated. The whole club is falling to bits. The one redeeming feature of that club at this moment in time, for a footballer who's outside it, for Matheus Cunha, the one redeeming feature is the badge. Because to say that you've got Manchester United on your CV is a big thing. Everything else about that club literally is a red flag that says, stay the hell away from this. What the hell are you doing? Stay away. For the love of God, what are you doing coming anywhere near this? Is who won, Jamaica or Trini? It's still ongoing, mate. It's half time. It's Jamaica 1, Trinidad and Tobago 0 up to this point. Litigation, Chelsea all day long. Bye-bye, Betis. Who do you support, Litigation? I can't remember. I'm sure we spoke about this before, but who do you actually support? I'm really rooting for Betis. I'd quite like to see Pellegrini get it. Complicated agent, Liverpool won the Champions League and didn't qualify the following season, and they bounced back. Well, that's not quite the same thing, though, is it? It's not quite the same thing. Liverpool not qualifying for the Champions League, we were still a very, very good side. We'd had a rough season, a lot due to injuries, but it wasn't the same as Manchester United. We had the makings of a very good team. We had a manager who was one of the top 3 in the world at that time. We had a team that was undoubtedly packed with quality, just had some bad injuries. And there was not really an awful lot that needed to change as a result of Liverpool finishing so low down. Manchester United have finished a couple of points off, like 17th, mate. That is absolutely outrageous. It's so bad. So bad. Daniel, the only redeeming feature is the wage. The crest is the devil for a reason. I know, but the wage you could get elsewhere. The wage, this is what's puzzling me with Cunha. The wage he could get elsewhere, couldn't he? He could go and get it elsewhere. Litigation, that wasn't pyro smoke. Why do you think whoever... No, it's nothing to do with that. Yeah, it's nothing to do with that. Why? It isn't anything to do with that. Lloydie, hi mate, did you go to the parade? No mate, didn't go to the parade. Slayer Tata, how you doing? Good to see you. Daniel Lawson, up the mags. Up the mags. Newcastle getting Champions League football by the skin of their teeth on the last day, despite getting beat by Everton. Only qualifying on goal difference as well. So, I'm sure the goal for next season for Newcastle is just to qualify for it again. Just to manage getting into the Champions League again would be a success, I think, for Newcastle. If they can do that, then maybe they can kick on the year after. Maybe they can start being taken seriously as a top 5, top 6 team. But until then, it's a little bit like Aston Villa. They're in and out, they're hokey-cokeying. Every time they get European football, they drop out again. So that's going to be the challenge for Newcastle next season. It's going to be the challenge. Anthony, TRFC, who's winning, Kieran? It's 1-0 to Jamaica, Anthony. It's half-time, 1-0 Jamaica. Trinidad and Tobago haven't really played all that well, and it's a penalty from Casey Palmer that separates the two. A lovely Panenka down the middle of the goal here at the Brentford Community Stadium. Absolutely packed. Joe Stowe, hey, you like Newcastle now? I always like Newcastle. Rissi Kumar, is that an El Cadino era PSG shirt behind you? It is, yeah. It's got Ronaldinho on the back of it as well. Why Amarim's words are either forgotten or immortalised in history. Well, all he said is that the good times are coming. He hasn't gone as far as Ange has and said, we're going to win a trophy next year. Because something tells me, actually, a trophy isn't necessarily progress for United next year, is it? This is the thing. If Amarim finishes in the bottom half and wins a League Cup next year, I think he loses his job. Do you know what I mean? Like, I actually think that the real progress for United next season would just be top half. Top half. Nick A13, who do you think can do good in the Champions League between those 6 English clubs? I think you're still just looking at Liverpool, Arsenal and City. Chelsea as well, maybe, depending on what they do with the striker situation. But it's those 4. I don't really have any faith in Spurs or Newcastle to do an awful lot, if I'm dead honest with you. Spurs and Newcastle probably struggle. Yeah. I think they might, at a push, maybe qualify, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for them. They're not the quality of your Real Madrid, your PSGs, your Barcelonas, your Bayern Munichs, your Inter Milans, and then you throw in Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Chelsea as well into that. I think Newcastle and Spurs, but both teams have got some very, very good players, but I think both teams, they've got the shortcomings as well. Anthony, what do you think of Erik ten Hag joining Leverkusen? Good move for him. Very good move for him. He's underrated manager, Erik ten Hag. He won back-to-back trophies at Manchester United, didn't he? League Cup, FA Cup. He can't be that bad a manager if they're this bad. And he got 2 trophies with him. So, yeah, I think he's a good manager to go in and replace Xabi Alonso, and be interesting to see how he gets on this summer. I wonder if he'll go back in for anyone at United. You know, United are really pushing. Really, really pushing to try and get themselves a few of those players out. And I just wonder whether or not Bayer Leverkusen, Erik ten Hag, look at it and go, well, do you know what? They're desperate to get some players out. Jadon Sancho, Chelsea have paid £4 million to send Jadon Sancho back. That's how bad he is. They're sending him back, so he's Man United's problem to sell. And at that point, I do wonder whether or not Erik ten Hag looks at it and goes, you know what? We can get a tune out of him in the Bundesliga. Let's get him back over here to Leverkusen. Jadon Sancho, cheap deal, 15 million quid. Get it done. And you could get an absolute bargain, couldn't you, from United? So a few of those United... Anthony, apparently the fee for United, for Anthony, is going to be around about 35 million quid. If he plays like that in La Liga, he scored and created more than Vinicius Jr. this season. If Anthony does that in La Liga, there'll be more teams looking at him. 80 million quid might not actually be the worst deal for United if they were to get Anthony to do a tune, but... Anthony, he was crap, to be fair. You've got to admit that, Kieran. Who? Sancho? Yeah, Sancho's crap. Daniel, which team do you want to see fail the most next season? Which team do I want to see fail? Just the rival teams, like any of the rival teams, really. It's off again here for the second half. I don't like City. I don't like Chelsea. Don't like Arsenal. Don't like United. Don't like Everton. It's only... And I don't really have a massive problem with Arsenal at all, you know. It's only recently, with the rivalry and the fans and all that, I actually quite like Arsenal as a club. But yeah, I'd quite like to see the Arteta fall, because I think that is going to happen eventually. I think he has hit the ceiling with him, so... And the same with City as well. I'd love, in an ideal world next season, City's charges, they get the book thrown at them. Arsenal fall off. And people are saying, oh, Liverpool only won the league because them two are gone. And we'll be going, yeah, no problem. 2-2, back to back. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. And yeah, maybe Everton as well. Maybe Everton. United staying down there in the bottom half. Maybe Everton struggling again, circling the drain. I don't want them to go down, but just lingering. Just not quite kicking on. That's where we like Everton. Just keep them down there. Why Man United for sure. Anthony, we don't like any club except for Liverpool FC. Jimny, United should have brought in the whole Brighton recruitment team to try and rebuild with cheap players like Brighton did. Oh, it's a great effort from Trinidad. Very, very near to 1-1 there. Shot from the edge of the area. The number 15. I don't know who the number 15 is for Trinidad. But he looks a young man. And I'll tell you something. He's got a bit of pace about him. And he's had a few decent shots. There you go. I can spot a player. It's Dante Gilbert. He's 20 years old and he's currently in the PSV Academy. He's not pulling up trees in the PSV Academy, I've got to be honest. He's not doing great, but he's certainly showing a lot of ability here. Yeah, he's doing well there. So yeah, Dante Gilbert, one to watch. Playing for young PSV Academy, and he's running rings around that Jamaican fullback. Nick A13, can Newcastle challenge for the title next year? No, they need about 6 players. Minimum 6 players. And even that, I think, would be difficult for them. But yeah, they need 6 and keep hold of the players they've got. So I don't think they're anywhere close to it, no. Why do you know Al-Malek? I assume you mean Zamalek. You mean Zamalek as in the Egyptian team? I know Zamalek, the Egyptian team. Amir Zaki used to play for them. Tony Snooker fan, I'm still in the chat. I like Arsenal, behave. Daniel, do you like Arteta? No, I don't like Arteta. I don't like the you know what it is with Arteta? I can't quite figure out if it's an act or not. Like, a good manager should deflect attention away from his players, shouldn't he? A good manager should deflect attention away, and they are paid to take the heat off the players. And it feels like Arteta, at every opportunity over the last couple of years, has given excuse after excuse after excuse. He's talked about injuries, he's talked about referees, he's talked about sending off, and he's never yet really said, as far as I'm aware anyway, I've never really given credit to the teams that have finished ahead of him. It always feels very much begrudging, very much, a little bit bitter, sore loser. So I don't like that, but it could well just be an act. It could well, maybe he doesn't believe what he's saying, but he's doing it to protect his players, so that his players, they believe that actually, listen, it's just the referees. The referees don't like us. That's what it is. That's why you're not top. You're better than them. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's just a little bit of that. But he's just irritating, and more to the point, he doesn't play very good football. It's so difficult to watch Arsenal. I don't know how Arsenal fans get any enjoyment out of it, if I'm really honest. Chimey with Saka back fit. I don't see Arsenal going down anytime soon. Let's not say going down then. Let me rephrase that. I mean, I think they'll struggle to excel. And I think Arsenal fans could get very impatient if Mikel Arteta doesn't get them a trophy next season. They expect. Arsenal expects. And he's had 6 years. This will be his seventh season coming up. He's not won anything with the teams that he's built. He's not won anything. He spent a long time building it, and they just keep missing out. And there's only so many times you can say, oh, it's the injuries, oh, it's the refs, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. When other teams have had injuries and refs as well, it's to me, it just seems like his time is coming. He has to win something this year, and if he doesn't win something this year, I think the pressure will start to build from the fans. The Arsenal board won't sack him, unless the pressure from the fans gets relentless. The pressure won't build from Arsenal's board. Arsenal's board will be happy with him continuing to finish where he is, unless there's any danger of him dropping out of the Champions League, which maybe there could be. You never know. Once a team can't kick on, they do start to regress a little bit. So maybe that's what we'll see. They ended up only finishing a handful of points ahead in the Champions League race, didn't they? They weren't all that clear. As it came down to the final few games. So maybe. I don't know. Daniel, Arteta changes his style of play every season. It's still pretty drab, though. It's still pretty dull to watch, I think. Casey Palmer, good chance here. Oh, it's 2. Is he onside? It's Burrell. It's 2-0 Jamaica. It was Casey Palmer again. Casey Palmer picks it up low down on the right-hand side. It's a lovely shot. Great save from the keeper. Keeper kind of pushes it into the floor, bounces up over the defender's head, and it's an overhead kick. It's like a little cushioned bicycle kick, I guess, into the net from Burrell. Good finish. And 53 minutes in, Jamaica have gone 2-0 up here. Daniel, it'll be Arteta's 5th full season. Okay. He came in, when was it, 2019 he came in? We'll be in 2026. I guess my point is, he'll have been here for a while, and he hasn't quite achieved enough, given the amount of money that he's spent. And I also don't think he's producing football good enough to sustain the level of support that Arsenal fans have in him. And that's what I'm saying. I think Arsenal fans will get a little bit aggy with him if he's not got a trophy next season. No trophy next, and I'm not talking a League Cup. I think it has to be a Premier League or a Champions League. I think even an FA Cup, you'd still have question marks. Trinidad, it's 2-1. There you go, straight up the other end. Trinidad 2-1, ball into the box, stopped on the penalty area. Great first touch with the left, finish with the right, low down, centre of the goal. Trinidad have scored. The Soccer Warriors are back in it. Jamaica 2, Trinidad 1. Nick A13, what about Chelsea? Can they challenge? They need a centre forward, same as Arsenal do. Everyone really needs a centre forward. Liverpool probably need a centre forward. Everyone needs a centre forward that can get them goals. And next season will probably come down to who gets the best. This summer, who goes and gets the one who adapts quickest. And if Arsenal get Gyökeres and Liverpool get Alvarez and Chelsea get Osimhen or Sesko or whoever it might be, it might just be whoever of them gets adapting quickest. Because, I don't think there is an awful lot between the top teams. There isn't probably an awful lot, but you ask me why I don't like Arteta. I don't like him necessarily because of his mannerisms, but I think his style of play is difficult to watch, and I don't want to see successful teams being so risk averse. I like teams that have a go. And if you can have a go and win things, then all the better. I think you should have a go anyway. You should always have a go. You should always try and, throw caution to the wind. You should always try and do that. It feels like Arsenal, far too often, he's not willing to take chances. Oh, Jamaica are in again. Unlucky. Very nearly 3-1. Jamie, that's not fair. Klopp was second a lot too. Klopp was second a lot. Yeah, Klopp was second, but he was second to an and he was playing unbelievable football as well. Klopp was second. He was winning European Cups. He was getting to European finals. He was winning things along the way. So Klopp won far, far more than Arteta did. He spent a lot less. Won far more. Played better football. There is no comparison with Jurgen Klopp and Mikel Arteta. I also think, arguably, Mikel Arteta inherited a better side than Jurgen Klopp did. I think Arteta got a better side and has done less with it, having spent more money. And plays pretty dire football for the most part. Daniel, would Antonio Conte as an Arsenal manager put fear into you? He wins a lot. Yeah, he wins things. Antonio Conte does win things. He does cause chaos wherever he goes. And it feels like he'd only ever be a short-term manager. But I think he'd come into Arsenal and win him a league title. Yeah, I think he'd win him a league title or a Champions League. I think he'd do something with him, for sure. Daniel, how can you not like scoring from corners? Again, there's nothing wrong with scoring from corners. You've got to make your best of what you've got, and Arsenal are a threat from corners. There's no doubt about that. So, yeah, good luck to him, but it's the open play stuff. The open play stuff feels really rigid, doesn't it? Do you not think? A little bit rigid. Kieran, can I ask what you use to watch all these games? Is it Sky Sports? It's Sky Sports for most of it, or TNT for quite a bit of it. Most of what we've watched over the last few weeks is TNT or Sky Sports. Very nearly 3-1. You can get Discovery Plus as well if you've got Discovery Plus. It's quite a bit on there. Amazon Prime, quite a bit on there. Discovery Plus have a lot of the League One games, and you can get La Liga Pass. La Liga Pass isn't very much. One Football, Premier Sports, yeah. I'm quite lucky to be honest that my father-in-law does have. He's a bugger for the NFL, and I hate watching it. The NFL, the NBA. He loves USA sports, so he'll watch all them, and because of that, he gets a subscription to the US stuff. which means you generally tend to got a lot of sport on them as well. You get a US package. Chimey BTW, I want to see Guirassy in the Prem. Guirassy, he's had a good season for Dortmund, hasn't he? He cost me a lot of money though. He cost me a lot of money. If Guirassy, I think he missed a penalty against Bologna. If he'd have scored it and Dortmund had won, I'd have won about £8,000 earlier this season. Had an absolute shocker. Shay472, what channel is this on? It's on Premier Sports, mate. Yeah, you can get it on Premier Sports. To be honest, you can get quite a lot on Premier Sports. I think it's quite good. Used to get Setanta back in the day, if you remember Setanta. But it's just an add-on. I think Premier Sports you just get as an add-on through Sky or Virgin or whatever you've got. Yellow button. Daniel Odegaard played awful last season, and so the sole responsibility fell onto Saka to do everything, and he was missing half of the season. If Odegaard plays just as bad, he'll be replaced. I think Odegaard got a lot of stick last season, but I still think he's one of Arsenal's better players. I think it's not just Odegaard. Martinelli was poor for a lot of the season as well, wasn't he? Martinelli was quite poor for a lot of the season. And Arsenal made big mistakes in games as well. There was games where, very nearly 2-2. The keeper's having an absolute shocker. Davis in goal for Jamaica. He's had an absolute shocker. Thinking back to the West Ham game at home, the Bournemouth game away. There's a number of games where there was just the quality wasn't there from even Bournemouth at home as well. Just wasn't the quality. Alex A, what game are you watching? We are watching the Unity Cup, Alex. Huge game, the Unity Cup. We're watching Jamaica against Trinidad and Tobago in the Unity Cup, and it's currently Jamaica 2, Trinidad 1. We've got half an hour left, and it's at the Brentford Community Stadium in this huge semi-final of the Unity Cup. Some people watch the World Cup. Some people watch the AFCON and the Euros. We watch the Unity Cup. Unity. Does anyone remember that? Sure, please, someone remember that. The Chappelle Show. Absolutely brilliant. Unity. Oh, well, I make myself laugh. Right, long ball forward here from Trinidad. They're creating chances, They're pushing forward. They could look a completely different side in this second half. As soon as Jamaica went 2-0 up, Trinidad have turned it on. They've turned it on. Daniel, you're right about Arteta being cautious, and it's gotten worse the last 2 seasons. I hope he realises it's been counterproductive. It's little things. It really is the little things. Like I say, it's stuff like the thing that always puzzled me, and I think we talked about it on the live at the time, was you've got a player at Arsenal like Ethan Nwaneri who causes so much chaos when he's on the pitch. I think he's brilliant, Nwaneri. Absolutely brilliant. You've got a real diamond there, and I don't understand for the life of me why, when Arsenal needed at one point 2 goals, at another point only 1 goal, but you needed goals in the game against PSG, and he brought on Ben White and left Nwaneri sat on the bench. It's decisions like that. Liverpool used to do that, by the way. Maybe it's a Spanish manager thing. Rafa Benitez used to do that at Liverpool, and Liverpool fans used to go balmy. They used to go mental over it. I remember one game we were playing Birmingham City. It's a famous game. Liverpool fans always reference this. We were playing Birmingham City at St Andrews. Jamaica, ball in, chance here, must be. Back heel, unlucky, just wide. Lovely little bit of play. Liverpool played Birmingham City at St Andrews, and we desperately needed a goal. We were chasing United in the title race. 2008, it was a very good United side. Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez, and we weren't far behind them. I think we was maybe a point behind them. We'd been on the toes all season, and we needed a goal. We were desperate for a goal at Birmingham City, and with about 25-30 minutes left, Benitez took Torres off. You need a goal, desperately need a goal. He took Torres off and put someone, I'm sure he put someone like Arbeloa on. Torres off, Arbeloa on, and everyone, there's a famous video, Gerrard spinning round on the pitch and looking at it and going like, why he took him off? And it feels the same with Arteta, like maybe he does it to prove a point, I don't know. Tony Snooker fan, that keeper must have been watching Onana that much. Or Martinez, the goalkeeper, the other day. Yeah, he's had a few reckless moments for sure, this goalkeeper, Davis. Connor, reckon you're just watching the Sky Bet virtual. I wish I was, Connor. I wish I was. I can tell you quite clearly what's going on, but no, it's been a decent game. It has been a decent game. You can watch it yourself. Go and watch it. It's on Premier Sports, mate. Premier Sports 1. Alex A, who do you think's winning the Conference League? I'm going Betis. I'm hoping for Betis. Yeah, we're going to be watching them tomorrow. Chelsea and Betis. We'll be live an hour and a half before kickoff. So 6:30 kickoff. 6:30 live starts. 8 o'clock kickoff. We'll be live for it. But yeah, I'm hoping for Betis for sure. Daniel will get Peter Crouch on the pitch to pull some dreadlocks. That was against Trinidad, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember that. Was it? Who was it? Whose hair did he pull? But I remember that the header in the World Cup. Yeah, love Peter Crouch. Daniel, I enjoyed watching Torres more than Suarez. Oh no! I loved Torres. I always remember watching Torres and thinking, this guy's going to break our heart one day. He's going to break my heart. I'm not getting too attached. I know he's going to break my heart. Suarez, he was just unbelievable, that guy. He made football fun to watch. Torres was beautiful as well. He was graceful. He looked beautiful. He looked so good in the kit and everything. Suarez was just an absolute animal. I imagine he stunk as well. I don't know why. I just always imagine he absolutely stunk. Like he was an attack on the senses on the pitch. He'd bite you. He stunk. He'd pinch you. Say stuff to you. Everything. Just a horrible, horrible player to play against in every single sense. But I loved it when Luis Suarez was at Liverpool. He was brilliant. He still to this day, I would say he's the best. Maybe the best player I've ever seen for Liverpool. I'd go that far. There's not much in it between him and Gerrard. I'd say Suarez is the best number 9 I've ever seen. Full stop. Gerrard's very, very close. Not as a number 9, obviously, but Gerrard's up there. Hey, mate, listen. You're laughing, Charmy, I'm telling you. Look at his numbers. Look at the variety of goals scored. Everyone goes back to Ronaldo, peak Ronaldo, Il Fenomeno, R9. I lived through that. I saw R9. He was a great player, wonderful player. I just don't think for 1 second he was better than Suarez. Litigation, hey, can you send me your passwords for all your sports sites? I'll support Liverpool always if you do, unless it's Chelsea. It's not really passwords, mate. Most of it's on the telly. It's on the old Virgin box here. The old Virgin box. You can just get Premier Sport. I think it's a tenner a month. It's like a tenner a month through Virgin. I know it all adds up. So it's not. It's not cheap. Free kick here, just outside the area to Trinidad. Oh, really? Nearly. And he scored. Has he scored it? Has he scored it? It's 2-2. Oh, it's 2-2. 2-2. Unbelievable. It was a free kick from distance. Sensational free kick. Absolutely fabulous goal. Keeper, again, I think he should be doing better. I don't know if he gets a touch to this or what, but it hits the post and comes back out, and then it's just a header, a tap in from 6 yards out, really. But it's a wonderful free kick. Steve McLaren's not happy. Let's just watch this back. There's nothing wrong with that. He's onside. Oh, it's unlucky. It's unlucky on the keeper, actually. It's a good free kick. It hits the post, comes back out. Oh, it bounces. It hits the post, hits the keeper's leg, bounces up into the air, and then a header from the number 10 just taps it in. Daniel, do you think Suarez was better than Henry? It's very close, but yes. Yeah, I do. And again, I don't like... From a Liverpool point of view, I wouldn't say Suarez is necessarily a Liverpool legend. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's not... I'm not sitting here and saying it. Like Gerrard, I will genuinely sit there and have an argument with anyone and say he's the best midfielder. Zidane and Gerrard. I haven't seen any better. Gerrard and Zidane, they are my two all-time. Loved Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets, Modric, Kroos, Casemiro. At their absolute best, I'd Gerrard every single day. And Zidane. They're about on a par. But Suarez, he was actually a bit of a tit actually after he left Liverpool. He was a bit of a numpty with us. But so there's a lot of Liverpool fans who don't really love Suarez for that reason, as well as obviously everything that happened towards him leaving the club. But just before all that kicked off with Patrice Evra, and for a good year or so, he nearly won us the league title on his own. And we were a pretty poor side, if I'm honest. We were a poor side, and he was dragging us to that title. So again, I can understand Henry from an Arsenal fan's perspective. Arsenal fans will say, won't they, that it's Henry. Of course it's Henry, because he's an Arsenal legend. But I've got no reason to say that with Suarez, because he was like I say, he was a bit disrespectful, I thought, to Liverpool at the end. But I'd still say that Suarez of the last season at Liverpool and the first couple of seasons at Barca, I have never ever seen anything like it. I've never ever seen anything like it. He is unplayable. Ravel Morrison has been on the pitch all of 30 seconds and he's been booked. Some things change, others don't. Joe Stowe, Mohamed Diame clears Zidane and Gerrard. Caleb, how you doing, Caleb? Good to see you, mate. Daniel, aren't you glad I suggested this game? Yeah, I think it's a good game. It's been a good game, 2-2. Daniel, Zidane better than Ronaldinho? Well, they played in different positions, didn't they? Ronaldinho wasn't a centre midfielder. Ronaldinho played wide left. Ethan, good to see you. Daniel, give Kovlad Sturridge some credit for the title push. Yeah, Sturridge was very good too. Sturridge was underrated too, as was Sterling in that season, and Gerrard did well. But you've got to remember, we had a back four of Ali Sissoko, Martin Skrtel, Ali Sissoko, Martin Skrtel. I think we had Mamadou Sakho at that point as well, didn't we? I don't think we had Dejan Lovren. Did we have Dejan Lovren at that point, or was that the year after? I think we did. Yeah, I think we did have Dejan Lovren. Either way, we had an awful defence. Really, it was a pretty poor defence all round. All things said, and Mignolet in goal, and even the midfield wasn't amazing. Like Joe Allen, Victor Moses. Some players they didn't even belong in a Premier League side, let alone a title. Oh, they've given it away. Jamaica must finish this. They must do. He's tapped it in. He's got to score now. He missed it. What are you doing? Absolutely shocking. And I tell you something, Ravel Morrison, he's got to score there. He's got to score. The Trinidad keeper is going nuts. He's going absolutely mental at his defence. Really, really poor from them. It was just an underhit pass. And they give it away to Jamaica pretty much in their own penalty area. Good save from the keeper. Ravel Morrison running in, should have tapped it in. Goes behind. It's going to be a corner. I think, is it going to be a corner, or has he actually just put it wide? Is it going to be a corner? No, it's goal kick. Goal kick. Caleb, did you see there's been a disagreement with Wolves and United about Cunha? Yes. I think if you're talking about the length of the payment terms, yes. Emiliano, Saarbrücken lost the first leg 2-0 against Braunschweig, but now in the second leg, Saarbrücken are leading 2-0. Wow. Nice. Chimey, Lever was underrated. Lucas was brilliant. Lucas was our... I'm not even going to be disrespectful to him and say our El Neni, but he was a very, very good, reliable player, Lucas, for a very long time. And he started his Liverpool career. Benitez signed him, and he got booed. He got booed coming onto the pitch once at Anfield. I was there for it as well. He got booed coming onto the pitch. And that was not to do with Lucas necessarily. It was Benitez. It's going back to the Arteta changes and stuff. Benitez made a change in a game where we needed to score, and he brought on Lucas for... I can't remember who it was. It was a striker. We had a striker, and he brought Lucas on as he was a defensive midfielder. It was a mad change when we needed a goal, and the crowd, the Anfield crowd, booed Lucas Lever coming on. And it was awful for the lad because it wasn't anything to do with him, but it was towards the end of Benitez's reign. And he went on to become a Liverpool legend, a proper Liverpool legend, Lucas Lever. Brilliant. Played so well under Benitez, then Hodgson, then Kenny Dalglish, then Rodgers, then Klopp. He played under a lot of Liverpool managers in a short spell in his career. Caleb, what are your thoughts on it, and do you think he will still come? Yeah, he'll still come, mate. That's a pretty easy thing to sort out. He's got £62 million payout release clause. United have looked at it and gone, well, we don't really have £62 million to pay all up front. Wolves have it in the contract that it has to be paid over a maximum of 2 years. So, hoping for a two payment tranche, so it'll be like 31.5 million in next year, and United are trying to spread it over 5 years. That's all it's going to be. They'll meet somewhere in the middle, probably 3 or 4 payments, and then it'll be done. So it'll get done, it's just going to be a pain. Take a bit of time. AFC Dave, I'm sorry, but Joe Cole at West Ham was 100% the better footballer than Salah. I don't believe for a second you remember Joe Cole at West Ham, Dave. Because if you do, you wouldn't have said that. Jake Pike, these Adidas payments already crippling them. Caleb, alright, good. Yeah, I was going to say, mate, it's the agreement is just on the payment terms. If two clubs have agreed what the fee's going to be, the fee's going to be paid. It's just the payment terms. Payment terms will get sorted. It's not going to be the reason it doesn't happen. It'll just hold it up. Caleb Delap wants to go to Chelsea, did you see? Well, we don't know that. We don't know that he wants to go to Chelsea. Just that there's been reports that allegedly he prefers Chelsea, or that he's decided to go to Chelsea. But, mate, I'm telling you, the smartest thing you can do at this time of the summer is just ignore pretty much everything you read, because it all changes from day to day. The journalists don't know an awful lot. A lot of them don't, anyway. Some of them do. Some of them do have genuine insights, but a lot of them, it is just guesswork. Just guesswork. And also, you've got to remember, with a lot of journalists, they've got to print something pretty much new every day. And if the source isn't giving them anything, they'll make something up. They'll guess. They'll put an educated guess in. It's just filler. It's just chip wrapper paper. Daniel, what would it take for you to participate in the cheese roll? Mate, you have no idea. I have so wanted to do that. It's not a man of my age doing that anymore, or my fitness and general health. It's not for me anymore. But there was a time in my life where, believe me, I was going to that Gloucester Hill and doing the cheese roll. Yes, I would have loved to do it. I would have absolutely loved to do it. Fling myself down that old hill. But not anymore. I 100% wouldn't be walking after it probably. It is a mad event though, isn't it? It's so mad that people actually go and do that. Did you see the guys today? Have you seen the videos back from it today? That one fella who literally does like I don't know how they don't. I don't know how many deaths there's been as a result of it, but sweet lord, it's a crazy event. Caleb, I hate Ratcliffe. He is broke, man. Get the Saudis in. Caleb, trust me, mate. You don't want the Saudis. Have some... Listen, as bad as Jim Ratcliffe is, at least he's a supporter of the club. It's better to win nothing. It's better to have nothing and no players coming in and have United as a proper club and be in League 2 or the Championship. Don't sell the soul of your club. Trust me. It's the one thing that I've learned. I would quite happily have Liverpool go down, relegated multiple times, and be watching us against Maidenhead or someone like that, than come under a sports washing regime sort of thing. I would much rather that, and I hope it never happens. Jake Pike 96, he bounced off the turf, no kidding. What's your balance? Evening, Alan, how you doing? Good to see you. Nick A13's Conference League, a good trophy. Yeah, it's a new trophy. It didn't exist all that long ago, but it's a trophy. It's a European trophy. You'll never ever take that day away from West Ham, will you? West Ham will be telling the kids, the grandkids about that day. And what an event it was. Chelsea it doesn't really matter to them. That's why I feel like Betis should get it. That's why I'm hoping Betis get it. Oh no. I thought it was going to be a red card there then in a Unity Cup game of all things, but it's not. It's just a yellow. Just a yellow. Emiliano, that is the greatness of the Bundesliga 50+1 rule. Yeah, absolutely, 100% agree. Joe Stowe, we have Saudi owners, and I don't mind. We see them more at the match than we see Ashley. I think football teams should try to... I think it should be our best against their best. That's what I liked about football growing up. Our best against their best. And I like to have teams where... I always want Liverpool to have Scousers in the team. I always like United having Manx in the team. You should have Arsenal fans in the Arsenal team. You want a little bit of that. When you start getting 11 total strangers from around the world just temporarily wearing the same coloured kit, football's gone. Football's gone as a game. It's not. It should be our best against their best. That's how I think it should be. And I've no problem with outside investment in football and all that, but I do think it's ruined football to a degree, in my opinion. Daniel, what about the Atherstone ball game? What's the Atherstone ball game? I haven't seen that. What's the Atherstone? You've piqued my interest. Go on, what's the Atherstone ball game? Is that the one where they all batter each other? Is that one? Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, I've seen that. No, you are joking me. Yeah, no, absolutely not. I wouldn't do the Atherstone ball game, but I have seen that. That's crazy. Caleb, I wish the Glazers would put some kind of money into the club, robbing our club last 10 years. That's one of the dangers of it, though, isn't it? That is one of the dangers. Is that the Glazers have used Manchester United as a cash cow for so long that they've continued to take massive amounts of money out of the club and saddle the club with debt. Because they don't really care about the heritage of the club. And I can understand why United fans have protested it for such a long time. Liverpool have got American owners who don't really... I don't think they necessarily care about the club. But it is part of their investment portfolio. And in order for them to see their investment grow, the club's value has to rise. And it has. They paid whatever it was. Was it 300, 400 million for Liverpool? It's now worth 4-5 billion or whatever it's worth. They've done all right out of it. They've done all right, and that's come from solid investment in not just the stadium and the training facilities, the squad, the manager. They've done it the right way. So I've no problem with outside investment as long as you're able to retain what makes the club the club. And you say there, Joe, about Newcastle. You feel like our Saudi chairman has given the club more identity and passion. Is that not just because you're starting to win things again? You're starting to get a good team again. If that comes at the price of changing your club badge, knocking the stadium down, I think that's horrible. I think there's so much, there's well over 100 years riding on that. Trinidad are in it. It could be 3-2. Oh, it could still be 3-2. Hit it. Oh, over the bar. Jesus Lord, very nearly 3-2 there. I think that the passion and stuff for Newcastle, it just comes from being better now. It doesn't come from anything else. But if that comes with the cost of having to lose your badge, lose your stadium, I would say no every single day of the week. If you offered me Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues, success, it would all be incredibly hollow if it meant Liverpool had to start behaving like a... And to be honest, a little bit of that has happened. I've got to say, there's little bits of things that Liverpool have done over the years that haven't made me very comfortable. I don't like it, but you have to kind of... Maybe we've moved a little bit each time, do you know what I mean? But it's not been such a big thing, like a badge redesign, badge redesign, a stadium knockdown, all that sort of thing. I don't like all that. I don't like the idea of that. Liverpool fans were never really all that keen on Stanley. The former owners, the former American owners, wanted us to share with Everton in Stanley Park. Watership Allen, Cunha to the rotten lot is a decent signing. It's better profiling than previous seasons. Yeah, I was going to say, if they sign Cunha and they sign Mbeumo, I'll be a little bit concerned. I'm not saying concerned about like title or top 5, but I think they'll get better with those two. And Mbeumo and Cunha are good signings. I think Mbeumo might end up at Newcastle though. Top player, really good player. Watership Allen and the squad are a bunch of fannies, so having someone bite on the pitch is ideal for them. Emiliano, Braunschweig and Saarbrücken is now at extra time. Caleb, there's reports of Cherky going to City. Yes, I've seen that. Joe Stone, not just the trophies, the feeling around the ground is much better than the Sports Direct Arena. Watership Allen, Cherky wouldn't excite me. He's clearly a big talent, but reports of poor work rate and attitude. Yeah, we said this earlier. We said the thing with Cherky is there's a little bit of the Adelta apt about him. Very, very good player. Just questionable attitude sometimes. Caleb, I think getting rid of Garnacho will bite us in the behind. Yeah, I completely agree. Toon Geordie, Toon have to expand 25,000 on waiting list, need much bigger stadium anyway. Toon on the march. It's got to stop at some point. You can't. At what point you're gonna have like a 150,000 seater stadium? Like, there's always going to be an interest in the Premier League. There's always going to be fans who want to come and watch it. Trust me, it's not. I don't think it's something Newcastle fans will enjoy. Emiliano, so great that Leipzig does not play any European football next season. Under the floodlights, did you see Paolo Maldini's son? First game for Atalanta, 2 goals, looks incredible. Hasn't Paolo Maldini's son already been playing footy for a while? I'm sure he's been playing footy for a while. Donnelly, what's your favourite football shirt of all time? Ooh. Probably the 97 green away Liverpool kit. Always liked it. Yeah, always liked it. Watership Allen, Garnacho should have his contract terminated for that. Yeah. Litigation. Love the Caribbean lads. Jamaicans, Trinidadians and Tobagans served our country in many conflicts. Absolutely, yeah. Daniel, I respect the Bass teams for heavily relying on talent within. This is it. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really amazing thing that you see them stick with, don't you? That policy of promoting from within, focusing on the academy. It's it is the right thing, I think, and that's how it should be. Ravel Morrison's on a booking here and he's screaming at the ref. He's not happy. We're going to the last few minutes here. Ethan, Will still is buying the footballers. Players who won in the Championship in Footy Manager. Daniel, I'm waiting for it to go wrong with Mike Ashley being involved with my club. Who's your club? Mike Ashley's involved with your club. Daniel, European Super League is where I draw the line. I'll no longer support my team if they no longer play in this country. I do think we're going to move to that, though, very soon. There's already talks, isn't there, of Serie A accepting payments to play certain league games in Saudi and Qatar and the MLS and, well, in America over the next few years. Daniel, how much do you think Yamal is on? Contract-wise, what the new contract? Let's have a look. Let's not guess. Let's have a look. Yamal's new mega salary revealed. Well, he was on £25,000 a week for this season. He was on £25,000 a week. That's gone up now to around about £55,000 a week, which is still not an awful lot, really, for the talent that he's got, is it? Emiliano, next season's Conference League final, Forest versus Mainz. Caleb, do you think Liverpool will win the league next season? I think City might. Depends on the signings, mate. Yeah, it just depends entirely on the signings. We've got to see what the summer brings. Watership Allen, that's good wages for a young player. That's how it should be. Totally agree. 1-2-4, good game of footy. It has, hasn't it? Yeah, we're into the last 5 minutes here. Jamaica pushing forward. We're 2-2. Casey Palmer getting into the penalty area here again. But Trinidad have really come... Trinidad deserve a lot of credit, I've got to say, because they went 2-0 down, and at that point I thought it was going to be a bit of a dud. You know, I think the game was done at that point, but no, they've gone on. Do you know what? This is the thing. I actually don't know now if this goes to extra time and penalties, or even maybe just to penalties. It might just be to penalties. H-Stone, have you seen Robbie from AFTV say Villa bottled Champions League? The irony from an Arsenal fan. Well, if I'm dead honest, mate, I kind of agree with him a little bit on that. I don't like the phrase bottled. Villa played well, and I thought Villa were the better side than Newcastle. I mean, I think Villa are the better team, and over the course of a season, it's only been goal difference that's kept you out. However, what I would say is that on the last day of the season, Villa played Man United, who have been awful all season. United had nothing to play for, and they got battered. United battered Villa. Absolutely battered Villa. And also, one of your better players, your more experienced players, Martinez, gets himself sent off. And whatever you think of the refereeing decision, I'll absolutely fight your corner. It was a poor decision. But that's not the reason that Villa aren't in the Champions League. You can't look at that and say that decision's cost us, when over a 38-game season, you've just not been good enough. And you look back to the Palace game, getting battered at Selhurst Park. Villa have just not been good enough in a lot of games this season, particularly after Europe as well. After European games, I think Villa earlier this season went on a run of, was it no wins in 8 after European games, or no wins in 9? It was something like that. Oh, chance, must be a penalty! Must be a penalty, and it is a penalty! It's in the last minute. It's in the very last minute. 93rd minute, Jamaica 2, Trinidad 2. It was one of those balls. It was lovely, right into the channel. The keeper comes flying out. He's got no business being that far out of his goal. He comes charging out of his goal, and he absolutely, it's just whoever gets the first touch on it. The striker, the Jamaican striker, gets a touch on it, rounds the keeper. He's running, to be honest, if anything, he's running to the corner flag. He's running across and away from goal, but the keeper just goes for the ball, gets nothing on it, and he's wiped him out. And with 60 seconds, well, no, it's not actually, it's 2 minutes left. There's 2 minutes left, including injury time. We're in the 94th minute right here. 5 minutes of added time. 94th minute. Jamaica have got a penalty. And Jamaica might just be able to win this. Jamaica might just be able to win it. Oh, what do we think of that one then? I will read the chat in a minute. I just want to see what's going on here. Who's going to take it? Who's going to take it? Right, here we go. It's number 6 for Jamaica. Stepping up to take it. It's some penalty. Top corner. You don't save those. You just don't save those. And it's number 6, which is... Who's number 6? Who's number 6? It's Richard King. It's Richard King. How did we not know Richard King of the Jamaican League? He finished 4th in the Jamaican League this season, Richard King, and that's maybe the biggest moment of his career, smashing a penalty in the last minute of the Unity Cup against Trinidad and Tobago, live on Premier League Dad. Massive moment for the kid. Absolutely huge moment for the kid. Richard King. Remember the name. I shouldn't laugh. He's done more than I'll ever do in my life. What a guy. He's just smashed it in. He's just absolutely smashed it in. Top bins. You love it. You love to see it. Richard King. There's a joke there, isn't there? There's a joke there. Richard King. I wonder what his nickname is. Reese, I think if Liverpool get Wirtz, Frimpong and Kirkes, Liverpool definitely win the league next season. 1, 2, 4. What's the Unity Cup? What's the Unity Cup? What's the Unity Cup? It's only the next biggest tournament after the Jules Rimet. The Unity Cup. It's played roughly once every 20 years. Jamaica getting forward again here. They've got 2 penalties in this game, Jamaica. Evie, thoughts on Chris Wood? Good player. Yeah, very good player. He's having a bit of a renaissance late in his career. Given that he, early days was nowhere near as good as he's been at Forest this season. So it's come out of nowhere, but a very good player. I don't think he's necessarily what Forest need in Europe next season. I think he's maybe going to be relegated to a bench position, and if Forest have got any sense, they'll go out and sign a top centre forward, maybe like a Tierno Barry or a Jonathan Burkhardt from Mainz. Who knows? H Stone, don't think we bottled Champions League considering we won 14 of our last 18. To be honest, we shouldn't have been in the race. Well, I don't know. I don't think you should. I think Villa are a very good side. Maybe you're underplaying it there. I think Villa are a very, very good side. They've won it. Jamaica have won it with the last kick of the game, pretty much. They have won it. A great end to this game. Richard King, remember the name, smashing the penalty in the 94th minute to win it for Jamaica at the Brentford Community Stadium. Dwight York on the touchline there, not happy. But it's finished 3-2. Finally a good match. Caleb, do you like Chocolate Club? Chocolate Club? Are you talking about the biscuit? I don't like biscuit. Again, you wouldn't think it to look at me, but no, not a massive fan of biscuits in general. Don't mind maybe a donkey, sort of a rich tea or a digestive or a malted milk or something like that occasionally with a brew. But I don't really have a brew all that often. Don't really have a cup of tea all that often. But when I do, if my mum says, or the wife or someone, if I'm round at my mum's and they say, do you want a brew? Yeah, go on, I'll have a brew. Literally once in a blue moon though, but if I do and there's a biscuit there, I'll have a dip. Why not? I'll have a dip. H-Stone, is Bailey playing? No, Leon Bailey is not playing. No Leon Bailey today. The star of the show was Casey Palmer of Hull. Ravel Morrison came on. Mason Holgate of Everton fame was on there. There wasn't really an awful lot of talent in either of the two teams, but alas, there was real quality on that pitch. Watership Allen, I just want Nunes to find his brains and finish his dinner. Tribal Chief, who do you think is winning tomorrow, Chelsea or Betis? I think Chelsea. I'm hoping Betis, but I think it's going to be Chelsea, sadly. FM No Casuals, of course we'll have a look. Of course we'll have a look. Lucas Lambert, have Liverpool signed Wirtz? I think we have, yeah. I think it's done. Allegedly, he is flying in tomorrow. Liverpool fans, they're known for this in terms of tracking flights and whatever. A little bit, but they've seen that Florian Wirtz has posted pictures on Instagram on holiday in Corsica. He has there's a private jet chartered from Corsica to Cologne tomorrow at some point, which is where Florian Wirtz lives. Again, they found that out. And then that exact same private jet has chartered a flight from Cologne to Liverpool, either later the same day or the day after, I'm not sure. But that exact one has done that same flight path. So, yeah, it looks like it's happening. Richard King to Paris, here we go, 140 million. They couldn't buy him. Cavalier aren't accepting that. Richard King, 140 million won't buy his left boot. 124, Steve McLaren to Chelsea, here we go. H Stone, can't wait for Prem clubs to try some new tactics to help each other with PSR again. Well, Chelsea and Newcastle and Forest were doing all that. They've got to find a way around that. I don't like that. That's not good. That is not good. Daniel, who do you think has been the better team today? Yeah, I do think Jamaica. I think in the second half, Trinidad probably did deserve a point. But Jamaica overall, they were the better team. Daniel, no Chris Wood, disrespect please. Never would I. Daniel Mascherano is stinking it out at Inter Miami. I've got Inter Miami tonight. Who are Inter Miami playing? Who are they playing tonight? Is it Orlando? I've got Inter Miami or draw tonight. I think it's a 12 midnight kickoff. So I'm going to be waking up tomorrow morning and just checking my phone to see if they've won. Or at least had a draw. Caleb, I've had 2 cups of teas today. Joe Stowe, biscuit dunk dad. Lennon, opinions on Villa's season. Very good. I really like Aston Villa. Exceptional. Really, really good. And Unai Emery's a great coach and he deserves it. And, I think they should have got Champions League football. Given how far they went in the Champions League as well, I think it was a real credit to them. And I think they were better than Newcastle over the full course of a season. But it was just goal difference that cost it them on the last day. And you've got to look at... Villa have got to look at themselves. They've got to look at themselves. On the very last day, they threw it away against the Man United side that had nothing to play for. 1 point would have got them Champions League football. So they'll be kicking themselves and they'll go again next season. But Villa are a very, very good side. They are prepared, I think, for Champions League football next season. They'll put a good fight up, and I would have them finishing above Newcastle next season. Again, depending on how the summer goes. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the summer is huge, and we'll see. Hey, whoever's just done that, thank you very much. Thank you very much for sending that. I've just seen that come through. 134, looking forward to that pre-season Prem tournament like last year I am. Well, we'll be doing all that. We will be doing all of the... If you go to YouTube, again, if you're watching on TikTok, please go and check me out on YouTube. It makes a massive difference if you do. Please go and search Premier League Dad. Like, subscribe. I've got my full schedule over the next couple of weeks, all the games that we're live. We've got tomorrow live for Betis and Chelsea. On Thursday, we've got the Danish Cup final, Copenhagen against Silkeborg. On Friday, we've got Al Qadsiya against Al Ittihad, which is the Saudi Kings Cup final. So we're going to see N'Golo Kante, Fabinho, Benzema, Aubameyang. We're going to see a bit of everyone in that one. That one's going to be a good game. And then Saturday is the Champions League final, PSG against Inter. Sunday, the Nations League, the National League final, Vanarama National League playoff final between Oldham and Southend. There's a game on every single day. Jack Spurs, what a random match to go live. I made it today. Nice, Jack. Good to see you. Ethan, we are getting 110.9 million for parachute payments. Nice. But good. Hopefully it helps Southampton. I'm sure it will. Daniel, have you seen Max Darman play? I've seen bits of him. Yeah, I've seen bits of him. I don't like building kids up like this too early. He's coming through the academy. We saw the same thing happen with a lot of young kids through Liverpool's academy. I remember Ben Woodburn getting this sort of treatment. Everyone thought Ben Woodburn would be amazing. it's the same sort of thing. It's sad. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. So Max Dowman, hopefully he comes through and he's just like Ethan Wanyeri and he does well, and good luck to him. But yeah, I'll judge when he's doing it in the first team. But I haven't seen a lot of him, I've got to say. Caleb, look on Sky Sports, Man United have agreed to pay in 3 instalments. Nice. Jamaica at 7-2, easy, nice. Inter Miami has been poor, but they're playing Montreal. Okay, right, well, there you go. Draw or Inter will be good. Jake Pike 96, did you watch the Australian League at all, mate? Final is on Saturday. It's a derby. No, I haven't done any Australian League. I've got to say, that's one of the few leagues I haven't covered. But we're getting to this stage of the season now. Just to answer your question, Jack. Jack said, what are you going to do when the football stops until pre-season? To be honest, mate, for the next month, up to the end of June, and maybe even a little bit at the start of July, there's the UEFA Nations League, there's the FIFA World Cup qualifiers, there is the Club World Cup. All of that runs to the start of July. So for the next month, we're still fine. We've got another month. And then throughout July, we're going to do transfer shows, we're going to do pre-season games. We'll do some other bits and bobs. I think there's women's footy. There's some other bits and bobs. We'll do all sorts. We'll do footy matches. There's the Norwegian league that runs over the summer months. The Swedish league too. Watch a bit of Bodo Glimt, a bit of Malmo. We'll watch footy. There's always going to be footy on. But yeah, we're going to try and stick with our, we've done one a day, at least one a day throughout May. Daniel Pibworth, where do you think Spurs will finish? I think top 8 next season. I think Spurs do kick on next season. Terry Silver, following nil people makes you look edgy. I know. Just gives me that little... Just so people know. Don't mess with me. That's what it's about. Caleb Premdad, please do Man United at 1:45, please, I beg. 1:45 when? Callum talks on Liverpool. He's a cop right now. H-Stone, you could make a whole compilation of huge missed chances from Villa. Had a feeling goal difference would cost us. Yeah, sad. I do. I really do think that. That Spurs. That Villa had a better season than maybe the league table showed. They were a really, really good team this season. Reddington Ramon, sure you ain't stuck there, pal. Some days I feel like I am, yeah. Some days. 1-2-4 Nations League final is soon. Yeah, we've got the 2 semi-finals first. They are, we've got Germany against Portugal and Spain against France, so we're going to be doing both of them. And then we've got England against Andorra, we've got Wales against Liechtenstein, we've got Finland against the Netherlands in the World Cup qualifiers. We've got Bayern Munich against Auckland City in the Club World Cup, PSG against Atletico. There's all sorts coming up, all sorts. Daniel, do you think Chloe Kelly stays at Arsenal? I couldn't even... I don't know any... This is why I honestly don't really know anything about the women's game. I couldn't tell you if Chloe Kelly plays for Arsenal. You're telling me she does. It could be... I'm sure she does. I trust you, Daniel. But this is why I don't really watch it. I don't know any of the teams. I don't know who's good, who the players are. Apparently Leon are a good side or were a good side. I don't know. I know absolutely nothing about the women's game. Some would argue I know very little about the men's as well. But yeah, the women's game I know even less, believe it or not. Litigation, my wife and girlfriend don't like biscuits. They like a double-decker. Cheeky. Daniel, where would you like Grealish to move to? Allegedly, I mean, if you believe Richard Keys has said he's got insider knowledge, and he said that Man United, the move for Grealish was to Man United. And I just wonder, Grealish to United? I don't know if United could afford him. He's on big cash, isn't he? Trent Alexander-Arnold, you're the GOAT. Cheers, man. Emiliano, so much fire and passion in the Saarbrücken versus Braunschweig game. H. Stone, Villa just bought an 18-year-old from Feyenoord on a free. Stinks of a Duran repeat. Who is it? Who have they signed? 1-2-4, also Premier League Summer Series, mate. I haven't seen that. Yeah, I haven't seen that, but we will do some of the pre-season games. Jack Spurs, big up to everyone. I would not take Jack Grealish at Spurs. Grealish to Spurs makes sense. That one does make sense. FM no casuals, Norwegian top flight, avoid Sweden, lad. More goals in Norway. Okay. Like it. 124, he's looking forward to keeping tabs on Richard King. We'll be doing the Jamaican League at this rate, yeah? We'll be doing Cavalier away at... See, I was trying to be smart there. I could name another Jamaican team. I can't. I'm out. I'm fresh out. We'll be doing Cavalier away at... I haven't got a single one. Can't name a Jamaican team. I feel ridiculous now. But that was going to be the gag. That was going to be the joke. Montego Bay, is that Jamaica? Let me look at the Jamaican Football League. Jamaican League table. Mount Pleasant, Arnett, Montego Bay! Cavalier away at Montego Bay. There you go. Cavalier away at Montego. Even a good side as well, Montego Bay. Caleb, tomorrow they're in Asia and playing some team. It's live on MUTV, please. I'm not doing a United pre-season game. I'm not doing that. No chance. Can't be doing that. That's admitting defeat. I can't do that. Come on, Wales. Yes, we'll be doing the Wales game. Wales-Liechtenstein. I'm sure there's going to be some quality in that one. 124 Auckland City. H. Stone, is Tuchel the man to bring some silverware back? I don't mean this to sound disrespectful to you, because it's a very fair question. I just couldn't care less. I really could. I don't support England. I'm not. And I know what you're going to say. I'm Scouser. I'm English. I'm Scouse, not English. I'm not Scouse either. I don't enjoy watching England. I've not enjoyed watching England probably for about 20 years, since Michael Owen left and went to Real Madrid. It broke my heart, and I've never enjoyed watching it since. Every time I've watched England, it's always to make sure that Liverpool's players don't get injured, because they always sent Gerrard back injured before a big game. So I honestly, if Liverpool could win a League Cup, I'd rather that than England winning a World Cup. And I genuinely do mean that. It means nothing to me. I'll watch the football, but I don't really care if Tuchel does anything. Do I think he'll bring anything back to England? Probably not, no. Because we've got a bit of a blind spot in this country I don't think Tuchel was the right appointment, personally. 124, this is what us football heads put ourselves through. We'll watch anything with a ball. Yes, absolutely, mate. Emiliano, Bayern versus Auckland is like if Monaco would be with the USA. 124, Grealish to Palace. Dipesh Bata, best club for Grealish would be Brighton. Again, I don't think he's a Brighton player. Is he 31 now, Grealish? Jake Grealish heavily linked with the Toon for a loan in the summer. Now that would make sense if Anthony Gordon's going. H-Stone, we signed Zeppekino Redmond. Okay, well, we'll keep an eye out for that one. Emiliano, Braunschweig scores. 2-1 now, 3-2 after the two legs. We thought Braunschweig would do it, though, didn't we, mate? 124, I think this year Everton, Bournemouth and Man United are taking part. I thought you was about to say falling apart. H-Stone, I just want Grealish to go to a club where he has freedom. 124, I've just seen your comment. Bryn, Kingston, 124, looking forward to it, mate. Jonathan Guzman, Real Betis will beat Chelsea tomorrow. Yeah, we're live tomorrow. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. We'll be live at 6:30, right? And I know, Ethan, if you're in the chat, I apologise. I was late today. I scheduled the live for 6:45. I came on at 7. So I apologise. Poor Ethan was waiting there 15 minutes for me. So I'll be live, bang on the dot, 6:30. I absolutely promise you. Litigation, you're a top man. As are you. All of you guys in the chat. Guys and gals, by the way. We've got some lovely ladies. I didn't mean that to sound as cringy, as creepy as it did. We've got some nice ladies. Some very good, knowledgeable, wonderful ladies in the chat as well. Shout out to Corinne. Shout out to Evie. Jack Spurs, do the UEFA Super Cup. It's Tottenham versus PSG or Inter. Yeah, of course we'll do the Super Cup. Of course we will. That's in August, isn't it? It's quite a while off that yet, but we will do it. Daniel, was Roy Hodgson the most difficult time to watch? Oh, certainly the most difficult time to watch Liverpool. Yeah, I genuinely thought we was going to go down under Roy Hodgson, especially because at the same time we had the owners, the Hicks and Gillette thing going on, and the club was very nearly going into administration. So it was a very difficult time to be a Liverpool fan. Arguably, even worse than it is to be a United fan right now. Jake Curtin, Aston Villa are interested in Harvey Barnes. They need to sell by end of June. We buy Jacob Ramsey, they buy Barnes in July. Jacob Ramsey's some player, I'd have him at Liverpool. Very, very good player. H-Stone14, I wouldn't be able to cope if United signed Martinez. I think he's going to Saudi, Martinez. Yeah. Reese, get the Arsenal scouts on Richard King. You can't afford him. There's no way he'll have his pick of clubs after that goal today. The pick of clubs. Nicholas Arnold, was there any match today? Was there? 3-2. Again, we only do box office on this channel. You know it, Nicholas. Emiliano, buy your Bayern jersey and put it in the wall behind you. Would look great. I can't do Bayern. We've got... Listen, I have assured people that the 12 that I'm going to have behind me next season, they're going to be a little bit more obscure. I'm going to refresh it up, and I'm going to go a little bit more obscure with them. So I'm not going to have so many of the top teams. I'm going to try and get a nice mix. H-Stone14, Martinez spotted in Barca today with his family and agent, by the way. Interesting. Nicholas Arno, as long as PSG goes, I'm fine. Okay, well, I assure you that PSG will go, as will all the others, and I'll change them all up and we'll do something different. Jack Spurs, we will get flopped on. Jack Grealish won't score with us till the final day of his Spurs contract before he leaves the club. Right, well, I'm going to call it quits. I'm going to call it Emiliano. Bochum would look even better. Okay, Bochum. We'll try and figure Bochum out. They can be my Bundesliga shirt. Reese, Richard King, Madrid's new Ramos. Number 6 as well. Absolutely brilliant. Great penalty. Elite. Right. I'm going to end the live. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to end today's wonderful football experience of the Unity Cup. Jamaica against Trinidad and Tobago. What turned out to be, or what was planning to be, a pretty dull game ended up being a festival, you might say. A feast for the eyes. It was a wonderful game. 2 penalties. We saw an unbelievable performance from Casey Palmer. A remontada to end all remontadas. Casey Palmer, once of Chelsea, came through the Chelsea Academy, now of Hull, turning out some performance on a stage like this at the Brentford Community Stadium. Sensational. And most of all, Richard King. Wow. Jake Curtin, night. Cheers, mate, for the stream. No worries, man. Wyatt, you alright, lad? I am, yes. Hope you're doing well too, Wyatt. Feel bad for people who missed the Unity Cup today. Well, listen, we can say we were there. We were there for the Unity Cup, and that's what it's about. Daniel, have you decided what kit you're wearing each day for next month? I haven't, mate. No, I've not got anywhere close to that yet. I've just about sorted the schedule out. You've definitely given me far too much credit for being organised. But listen, we're going to end the stream. I'm going to be back tomorrow 6:30 for Betis against Chelsea in the Conference League, and I'll see you all then. Wyatt, what team do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, Wyatt. I am a Liverpool fan, so don't hold that against me. You're a Liverpool fan too. Good.